365 cut. These are the meaningless ramblings of a Scottish redone whore and a pissy ex-video store clerk. Their ongoing mission is to set right the movie wrongs. They're gonna need a bigger podcast.
Hello, you are listening to the 365 Flicks podcast. This is episode 62 of all things.
62.
I know, and we're recording in Site B tonight.
Site B, the second island.
Mm-hmm. With Tyrannosaurus Rexes is all over the place and everything.
Well, it is your house, so there could be.
Yeah,
it could
There's
be.
one downstairs. I know that.
Yeah,
yeah.
We are in Site B tonight. We're in Studio 2, as we like to call it. Or as you like to call it now, Site B?
Site B is better.
Yeah,
it's cooler.
It is better. It's way better. And so we do full disclosure. The sound quality is not going to be great.
It'll be fine.
But I'm moving house. I'm in the middle of getting things ready to move house. So yeah.
So it's all your fault with anything.
It's not my fault. I feel it's your fault, really. If anything.
Right. How does that work?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. All those times you kept coming up to my house and Lindsay just kept getting horny and wanted more kids.
Oh.
So, I had to
that's how it goes.
I had to keep putting them in her. I'm back from New York.
You are back from New York?
Yeah. Last time, the last episode was the Andrea episode, which I was going to say was the last thing we recorded, but it wasn't. That was like 6 episodes ago.
Yeah, all got kind of...
Yeah, for a little while. And it still is a little bit.
Time vortexy and stuff.
It does feel like we are living in a bubble right now. But that's cool. But yeah, I went to New York and it was awesome. And
good stuff.
They made an extremely good show of themselves, those New Yorkians. So yes, Brigger, Cincinnati does have a lot to follow
It'll
up
be
with.
fine. They're throwing us a big special barbecue and stuff and things. So.
Are they though?
Well,
because I get the feeling
now it got downgraded. You see, on the group chat, it got downgraded from a steak party to "I'll cook you dinner." So it's 1 minute steaks and 1 minute it's like beans on toast.
Yeah, it sounds like
sort yourself out, Brigger.
It's probably just going to be beans on toast,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like a bit of dairy lee on toast.
Oh no, never that.
No,
never that.
Do they have that over there?
Dairy Lee.
I'll tell you what
Probably
they do
not.
have. Tell you what they do have. We had a Dunkin' Donuts.
Ooh.
And yes, Joe was giving me shit because we hit Tim Hortons and Dunkin' Donuts franchises. Because I'm a tourist, so when I go, I have to go to the back-ass cafes that Joe suggests. So I went to Dunkin' Donuts.
Isn't that like where your family gets killed?
Yeah. And
you turn it into Batman, though.
Dunkin' Donuts is like the best donuts ever.
Don't they have that in here, in the UK?
We probably do, but it won't be American, so...
Fair enough.
It won't be made by American hands, which by that I mean Mexican.
Oh, no.
Well, not anymore, I suppose. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like we don't get political and stuff.
Okay,
like
on
that.
you go.
We're not about politics and stuff like that. But that city, like I know, America isn't happy with Trump on the whole. Like they're not keen on him, even though they all voted him in. They're not keen on him. So like they keep having a go and all that. But see, in New York, it's like a whole nother level of hatred to Donald Trump. Like I could not find a single person who had a nice word to say about the man.
Were you going about asking people like?
Yeah, I was walking around. I was like, I'm taking a survey. What do you think of Donald Trump? And they were like, asshole. You
should have put the hat on that you got Ruby.
Yeah, I did get Ruby a Trump hat.
Yeah.
To be fair, that's all she asked for. That was a joke present though. She did get a real present because people are giving me shit for that. Saying,
really?
Like social services came knocking at the door because people had phoned them on us to say he's putting a Trump hat on his Ben. So they turned up and they were like, you can't be doing that.
I understand you're a racist now.
Yeah, you're for being
good for you, father. You're for
You're for being racist. But yeah, there's like a whole other level of like just.
Now, is that why you seemed a bit nervous when you were stood outside Trump Tower? You looked nervous in the photo.
Because I was well, it could be that or the 300 police that were stood on the other side of the road. Because shit. Like, he's got his little Trump Tower, which is like in the end of a block, basically. And they've got like concrete bollards all the way around his block so that you can't drive your vans or anything like that into Trump Tower. Like, fucking crazy, man. And then there's like the 10 police who are stationed on the door. Then you've got the concierge who looks like a part-time copper, to be fair.
But he's actually Gerard Butler. He's got a gun on him.
He looked a bit like Dave Bautista. I thought, like, just a big hulking bastard, like, you ain't getting close to those doors unless he says so. And they had a whole street that was just cut off, like, totally blocked off. It was like the side entrance to the tower. But like there was police cars and everything down there as well. And I was just like, fuck me, like this is. I know he's the president, but he's not living there right now. So they kind of
turn it into fucking Downing Street or something.
Yeah, pretty much, aye. But easier to get to, and less arseholes inside it. Trump Towers, because we have a lot of arseholes in Downing Street.
We do.
Yeah.
To be fair.
But yeah, that's not for here. That's the politics side of things. I'll just like literally, they just do not like that man. There's a lot of animosity there, and I can kind of understand it because like New York is sort of like, I mean, I don't want to come off as a bit of a twat or anything, but New York was pretty much built on immigrants, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've seen guys in New York.
Well, exactly. They're all Irish and good and all that stuff. But nice. They showed us where the 5 points was from Gangs of New York. It looks nothing like the 5 points.
Oh.
But you could tell that that's probably where it might have been.
Have they got a statue of Bill Clinton?
No.
Oh.
No. Not at all.
Well, I'm not going then.
I wouldn't go because, yeah, you're supposed to have one.
Exactly.
Like
Liam Neeson.
Of that scene when he's like, oopsie daisy. That would be awesome. Right in the middle of the town. That would be awesome. But anyway, we are the 365 Flicks. We are an entertainment podcast. We talk about movies.
I tell you what, before you go into that, we do talk about movies and TV shows and comic books. Done. You sent me a selfie of you sat in a cafe.
I did.
And who was sat behind you?
Yeah, let's just get this right, okay? I took a selfie. He didn't know he was in it. But the granddad, Tom Selleck's dad from Blue Bloods, was in the same restaurant as us, sat at the table behind me, and I had to take a cheeky little selfie of myself so that I could get him in it. I was buzzing when I walked in.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know why the fuck you were sending it to me at first.
Yeah, I kind of got that. That's why I didn't want to say anything. I thought I'll just send him a selfie, see what he thinks of my face before I tell him who's sitting behind us.
Well, I knocked one out, and then I replied.
That's wrong.
Sorry.
That is wrong. But yeah, the granddad from Blue Bloods, Tom Selleck's dad, he was sat in the restaurant behind us. I didn't have the balls, because dude was having his dinner.
Yeah.
You don't go up to people when they're having their dinner.
I know. I did that. Well, you know how a few years ago I went to, I think, at Gleski.
Uh-huh.
It was like an awards night thing. I think was it Pride of Scotland or some bloody thing.
Ooh.
It wasn't for me, it was for my dad.
I was going to say.
And, the guys who do Mrs. Brown's Boys were there. So I met them. That was pretty cool.
Did you go over and speak to them though? But that's an award ceremony.
Yeah, I spoke to them after.
Yeah.
And I shook his hand.
Aye.
And his wife, who plays his daughter in the show.
But you don't go.
That was cool. That was cool. But
you don't go up to him when he's mid dinner.
No. But I did go up to not while he was having his dinner or anything, because I don't think they had a dinner, or did they? Bygones. I did go up to Neil Lennon. Who was the Celtic manager at the time.
Uh-huh.
I was all starstruck and stuff. He was a miserable cunt.
He is ginger.
He's ginger, and he was a miserable prick anyway.
Yeah.
To be fair,
yeah.
I don't know what I was expecting.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Like I was expecting. Oh, how about you?
How about you there, customer?
I mean, to be fair, he spoke away and he shook my hand at the end of it. What more do you want?
Yeah.
But he was a ginger.
Yeah.
You know.
Aye. That was my other fear, like, if I did go over to him and he was just like,
fuck off.
Just get out my face, I'll have my dinner. So I thought, I'll just take a cheeky little selfie.
Oh, he does like Richard Wilson and beats the shit out of you.
Pretty much, yeah. But it was cool seeing him. He was the only celebrity I saw, and it was like the first night. That was like the day we got there in the plane. We got there, and then we basically went straight out for dinner afterwards. And that was like the first night, and I thought, well, it can't get any better than this, can it? It's the granddad from Blue Bloods.
Tom Selleck would have been better, to be fair.
Be honest with you, I'm saying that I wouldn't interrupt his dinner. Tom Selleck or Donnie Wahlberg walked in, I was so over there. Yeah. I was over there like swimwear. I was just like, oh, just giving it some of that.
What?
New Kids?
Johnny
Wahlberg?
Actually, I think he maybe had a record of theirs, or a single maybe.
A record? As in a vinyl thing?
Yeah.
With a needle and a pinpoint?
Yeah. I'm tremendously old,
Wicka.
In like 2 months' time, I'm going to be 37, you know.
Ouch.
I know.
That's old.
Yeah.
That's old as balls.
So I'll tell you what, before you go on, you were off in New York last week.
Uh-huh. We've covered that.
Yeah. I had a bit of a misadventure last week.
Okay.
It was embarrassing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Was the Frank above the beans or below the beans?
Oh, no, it wasn't that.
Okay.
Oh, God, no.
Okay.
Oh, no,
Crack on with your misadventure.
I would have sent you a photo all the way in New York. No, I took the car up to the car wash. That's the end of the story. No. So, yeah, I switched the car off. Well, it was in the car wash, as you do. So then it did its thing, and then the car didn't want to start up again after the car wash was finished. So I got stuck in the fucking car wash.
That's awesome. Was it like something out of Final Destination?
No, it was more, oh fuck, what do I do? Thankfully, there was a very kind woman in the car behind me waiting to get him, who had some jumper cables.
Oh, nice.
And she drove round.
So she had jumper cables, but you didn't?
I didn't have jumper cables.
Oh, well. The lady had jumper cables.
The lady had jumper cables, yeah.
Covered that.
She offered to push it out, but I thought, no, that's taking it too far.
You should have let her.
Just stood there checking Facebook.
Yeah. Do me a favour, head and give us a push.
Yes, that was embarrassing, if anything, Kev.
That sounds embarrassing.
Yeah, I've had better days.
Yeah, it does sound like you
And
may
then
have.
the next day I took the car to the garage and it needed a new battery. It cost me £78. Yeah.
That's
so
not
I
very
didn't
good.
have the greatest of weeks while you were away.
Because I wasn't here.
That's what it was.
That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
We should have been recording.
Yep.
That would have been a good story to tell when we were recording.
Well,
which
just told it
you
now.
just did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I realise that.
Let's move on. God, you're dragging it out.
But we are a TV, movie, entertainment podcast, comic book games, and all that good shit. Do you want to tell people where they find us on all our homes, on our networks?
So you can find us on iTunes and you can find us on Satchel and Stitcher if you want to. We're also on pretty much any other podcasting app that you can find. You can also have a look for us on the Facebooks and the Twitters. Just have a wee search for 365 Flicks Podcast. And you can also find us on lots and lots and lots of lovely networks, such as the Tangent Bound Network, the Wicked Radio Network, Weeby Geeks, Nerdly.co.uk, because we need a British home.
Oh, it sounds better coming out along.
It does sound better coming out, yeah.
Sort of most things, though.
Have I forgotten any? No.
Pod and Family on Twitter.
Oh, Pod and Family.
Hashtag Pod and Family.
I didn't. Yeah, see, it like blocks itself out of my head.
Yeah, because it's got hashtag at the front.
Yeah, you can do that one. You can plug that one.
Hashtag Pod and Family on the Twitter. They love us, we love them, and that's all good. Yeah, you covered everything there.
Happy days.
So before we move on to the news, I just want to quickly shout out one of our buddies, the Jock and Nerd podcast, because they reached 150 episodes. Did you listen to our little segment?
I've not listened to it yet because I'll tell you for why. I was listening to those Conspiracy Guys' latest episode, and it's damn near 8 hours long.
That does take up your week.
So it took up my week. Yeah. So I'm completely behind.
Well, they played it and they saved it till the very end, which I thought was,
that bugs you when that happens.
It does bug me because, I feel like we tend to put in more effort than anyone else when we do these things,
and we're mostly better as well.
But then I understand because we do end up being like 15 minutes long.
Yeah.
So I kind of understand leave us till last, and by that point people have checked out anyway. I felt we did a really good job.
Or you could say it's like WrestleMania, where the main event is on last.
Yeah, we were on last, and we did main event that shit. And like I say, nobody else really put much effort in. They were just like, oh, well done, Jock, well done, Nerd, you 150 episodes, way. Whereas we put like a lot of effort into it.
Can't even remember what we said, to be honest.
Neither did I until I listened to it.
Just hand gestures.
I listened to it and I was like, holy bollocks. Anthony seemed to like it though, which was good because I thought he might stop talking to us. But let's roll with the news. If you want to listen to that little segment, get yourself onto the Jock and Nerd podcast, episode 150. You will have to sit through 2 hours and 10 minutes of stuff that you probably won't like, but we're on at the end. So there you go. So, news.
Yeah.
Do you have any news? Do you have any news?
I do. Yes, I do. Yeah, so, news. Now, the big one to start off with.
Oh, we're starting with the biggie.
Yeah, so, while you were away again, Peter Capaldi has quit Doctor Who.
Yeah, I saw that.
I know.
Bothered.
I'm actually not bothered.
I think only you and Doug would be bothered about that.
I'm not bothered at all.
You're not bothered about that?
I think it's a good thing.
Yep.
I know that Doug was a bit cut up about it.
Was he?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, right.
I'm not taking anything away from Peter Capaldi. I think he's a fucking phenomenal actor.
But not as Doctor Who.
But it didn't work.
It didn't. I don't even watch Doctor Who, and it didn't work for me.
There was a lot of, he had a tough act to follow because Matt Smith was fucking amazing. Mm-hmm. I can see what they tried to do. They tried to mix it up a bit. So they put an older guy in there as the Doctor. And, you know, Oscar-nominated actor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, again, fantastic actor. I mean, you know, you can't take anything away from Peter Capaldi. I'm not doing that in the slightest. But it's been slipping.
Mm-hmm.
It's been gradually slipping. And, you know, I've said it a few times on the show, and I've said it on the Facebooks, the Christmas special was fucking horrendous.
Yeah, you did say that. I never watched it, so I can't comment.
Yeah. So, I'm not disappointed at all.
No? Well, that's good. I'm happy you're not disappointed.
You don't seem it.
I don't like when you... Well, I'm not really a Doctor Who fan, am I? It's like,
So, here's the question then.
who replaces him?
Or who could they bring in to be the new Doctor that would get you involved with the show?
If I cared enough to get involved.
Yeah. Like, if they were to bring anyone in, obviously not Ben Affleck or anything like that, but any actor in, British actor in.
Yeah, I've got one.
Go on then.
Idris Elba.
That's not going to happen, is it?
No. But that's who everybody says, so...
No, they don't. Idris Elba is not going to play the Doctor. Don't be so
Idris
stupid.
Elba is the answer to everything. That right now, like, who would you want to play him? Idris Elba. Batman, Idris Elba. James Bond, Idris Elba.
I could see him as Bond.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't. You're just saying that because everybody else says that.
How dare you? I do not fucking do that.
No, you do. Copy
do
paste some
not.
bitch. Shia LaBeouf, he would excite me. I would
He's
watch
not
that.
British.
He's not British. Taron Egerton, I'd watch it with him in it,
He's a movie star now.
but he's British,
He's British.
so you'll do.
Okay.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I know everybody's screaming about women, aren't they? Everybody's going on saying that it's going to be Agent Carter or I don't know. Olivia Colman was her name on
Yeah,
there.
I'd be happy with Olivia Colman.
She's a good actress. She's a great actress. I mean, I just don't really care enough about Doctor Who.
Yeah, fair enough.
If it was going to be a women, I like that. It could be two different women playing the Doctor.
Ooh,
Yeah, see, now I've got your cogs moving.
that could work. See, they're all about. I mean, you know, fair enough, diversity and all that kind of thing. So, like, but like,
Fair enough, diversity and that kind of thing. Not
that
patronising whatsoever.
whatever. Just get like a
Whatever you do, don't pander to them.
a disabled black lesbian with learning difficulties. Done. Boom.
That would be amazing. Maisie Williams playing her.
Maisie Williams. No, I could see that.
Were they not doing that though? Was that
Maisie
not gonna be a
Williams
thing?
was in the last series. I can't remember what happened to her. She was good though.
I'm sure they were building her for something.
But then, you know, she's... Well, I suppose Game of Thrones is winding down. It's only
Yeah.
doing 7 episodes this year. So, Maisie Williams, I could see that.
Yeah.
But that's the Doctor.
Yeah, so from that bit of sad news, I've got a little bit of sad news for you.
Go on then.
World War Z 2
Yeah, I saw that.
has been... from the first article that I read, it has been indefinitely postponed, basically, but the second article I read isn't quite as harsh as that. They are still saying a 2019 release.
Right.
David Fincher absolutely 100% wants to do it with obviously Brad Pitt, because Brad Pitt's like the executive producer, so he wants to do it. Apparently Paramount doesn't want him to do it. Why you don't want David Fincher?
Why wouldn't you want David Fincher in your movie?
It's mental, absolutely mental. But it's basically been shelved. It looks like it's going to be 2019. I was quite looking forward to another crack at World War Z 2 because I liked the first one.
I loved the first one, yeah.
I mean, I never read the book, but I listened to the audio book. Remember I had Audible for a little while, and I listened to the audio book, and it was fucking cracking. It's a great listen, because I didn't read it. I'm not going to lie. I'm not pretentious. I listened to it.
What, reading a book is pretentious?
Pretty pretentious.
All right, okay.
Well, it is when you do it, because you take a book to the cinema and read along as you go.
Fuck off.
That would be awesome. But yeah, the audio tape was fantastic. If you name an actor, they played a part in it. They all had different parts. The book was massive.
Idris Elba.
Where Idris Elba, yep. Whereas the movie itself was just one family story. So it would be nice to see World War Z 2 with another family or another character. I hope they go that way and they don't just make it about Brad Pitt again.
It's probably going to be that, though.
But then again, I'll watch another film with Brad Pitt, so I don't mind. Plus,
these scarves.
the zombie things were mental. But yeah, I was a little bit gutted when I saw that. They're also saying Friday the 13th is the reboot isn't coming anymore.
Fuck that shit.
Not really bothered about that one. But yeah, unfortunately, World War Z 2 looks like we're going to be waiting a little bit longer. But it's not as dead as everybody seems to be making out.
It is a shame, though. I was looking forward to it. But I suppose these things happen.
Yeah, these things do happen
Yeah.
more often than not.
Now, we both loved The Conjuring 2 last year.
We did.
And, you know, the scary nun.
Yes.
From the start of the film.
Yeah.
Scary nun fella is getting her own spin-off.
Yeah, I saw that. They talked about that when the movie came out, but is that not just like another Annabelle thing?
I've never watched Annabelle.
Annabelle was terrible.
But Annabelle's getting a sequel.
Yeah, because they're trying to squeeze some of that Conjuring money out of it.
Yeah.
Because Conjuring 2 was phenomenal, and it did more.
Can't they just bring out Conjuring 3?
Well, yeah, but... Yeah.
Just bring out Conjuring 3.
I would like them to. I'd rather they did that.
Yeah. I don't really have any inkling to watch Annabelle. I mean, the scary nun was scary.
Yep.
To be fair.
She was.
Probably scarier than Annabelle, to be honest.
And definitely scarier than Annabelle. Annabelle wasn't scary at all.
Dolls do scare me. But
it was like child's play. Like, is anybody actually scared of Chucky?
I was scared of Chucky.
Was you?
Well, when I was 20 years old or whatever.
20 years old. So it's been a while then.
Aye, arsehole. No, like when I was a nipper, Chucky did scare me.
Yeah. Never scared me. I always just thought he was funny. That's getting redone. That's coming out soon.
I don't actually think I've watched one all the way through, to be honest with you.
Oh, they're amazing. The Cult of Chucky is coming.
Me. It's like watching It. I'll never ever watch It again.
Not even the remake, the one that's coming out soon. I cannot wait to see that.
I'm not watching it.
I still wish it was Will Poulter that was playing him, but it's not, so we'll just get over that.
Who's playing him?
I don't know who's playing him now.
Ah.
It was Will Poulter for a while. We both like him, young actor from We Are the Millers. He was in one of the Narnia movies, well, two of the Narnia movies.
And he was in The Revenant.
That one as well. Yeah, he was. Well done. Very well done. So we're
going to fall out tonight.
So from one sequel that might not be happening with World War Z, we have had some news of a sequel that is coming that I really didn't think we needed. I don't think it's necessarily necessary, but it sounds like it's coming. Stallone is bringing out The Escape Plan 2.
Oh, brilliant.
You know the one with him and Arnie?
Vaguely.
Which is actually better than you think.
I may have tried to watch it. I can't remember bugger all about it if I did.
It is actually a good movie. I just don't think it needed a sequel. Apparently Arnie's not that fussed about coming back. The director is a guy who makes Bruce Willis straight-to-DVD movies now, so it's not going to be up to much. But Stallone's still in the game. I just thought it was nice that Stallone was still in the game.
Meh.
Stallone, man.
Fuck him.
What, you want Expendables 14 and Expendables...
I don't want any of those things.
No? How about, right, Expendables?
I don't want that either.
No?
No.
Like an 80s sort of female cast.
Who are you going to have in that, seriously?
Linda Hamilton. Sigourney Weaver. See, you're in already. You're in.
Okay.
I could cast that movie for you. In fact, on Movie Pilot, years ago, when I used to write on Movie Pilot and talk about Movie Pilot, we don't do that now because they're a bunch of wank stains. But when I did a cast of the Expendables movie. I can't remember who I had in it, but...
Demi Moore?
No, yeah, she'd probably be a baddie. Like Charlie's Angels 2, she'd be a baddie.
Sharon Stone?
No, never. No. Michelle Pfeiffer, though.
Michelle Pfeiffer? Yeah.
Wit woo. You'd probably have Michelle Rodriguez in there as well, because, why not?
Was she in the 80s?
No, but she'll do.
Okay.
She'll do. Yeah, she could be like the new crop coming through. No. Anyway.
Let's stop talking.
Yeah, let's just stop talking about that. Stallone, Escape Plan 2, Arnie's apparently not that fussed. And yeah, so that's a thing.
Meh.
But, talking about kick-ass women, segue, have you seen the pictures of Alicia Vikander as Lara Croft?
I have.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Could it actually possibly be that... I mean, it's only pictures so far. It is only pictures, so I might be jumping the gun. But it looks like they might have nailed Lara Croft here. It looks like they might have actually maybe making a video game movie worth watching.
There are video game movies worth watching.
Like what?
Doom.
Apart from Street Fighter.
Fuck Street Fighter.
Street Fighter's amazing.
Doom's good.
Doom's alright. Doom's great until it goes into the first person mode and then it becomes silly.
I don't mind that. Mario Brothers.
I'm not giving you that.
Taking it whether you give me it or not.
I know you love Mario Brothers. I know you love Mario Brothers, but I ain't giving you that.
I'm not saying it's a good video game movie. It's a good movie.
Fuck off. It's a video game movie by extension. It's a bad one.
I think, yeah, why not? Certainly the reboot game was bloody brilliant.
Well, it looks like
So,
that's what they're taken
yeah,
from. When
they
you,
are,
when
yeah,
you look
they
at
are.
those pictures, that's very much what they're doing. And you've got Walton Goggles. Goggles. Every time I say his name, I call him Goggles. Walton Goggins is in there. You every fucking time. You got Dominic Cooper, Tony Stark's dad from the Captain America movies.
Oh yeah, he's everything.
Preacher.
Yeah.
He's going to be in there. So I'm quite
Yeah.
I'm quite looking forward to seeing it. Especially after seeing those pictures, I was like, yeah, she looks like a pretty badass Lara Croft. A lot more Lara Crofty than Angelina Jolie was, anyway.
See, I didn't mind the first one, the first Angelina Jolie one.
So Mr. British didn't put you off at all.
No,
Put me off.
he was all right.
I was sat there going, it's Mr. British,
Mr. British.
Mr. British. Colin,
I know. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
crack on.
Yeah. Yeah. So a bit of JJ news for you.
Always.
He has got a new movie coming out called Overlord,
Ooh.
and it's set on D-Day.
Ooh.
Because that's like the thing this year. But it's
Seems to be, doesn't it?
yeah.
With aliens.
No. Well, zombies, Nazi zombies.
Nazis. Did we not already have this? We've had Nazi zombies before.
Probably in some shit thing, not a JJ
That
movie.
stupid, what's the one? He's dressed like Hitler on the front cover.
Dead Snow.
That one, yeah. Dead Snow, that was it. That was crap.
Yeah, but it's JJ though.
It's JJ though, so I'll
Yeah,
give-
so it's
I'll
about
give him a
American soldiers who are behind enemy lines on on D-Day, and then they're behind enemy lines. They discover that there are supernatural forces coming
Can we not
from
just have aliens?
Nazi experiments. Fuck aliens.
Yeah, okay.
Nazi zombies.
It's
and
JJ, I'll
Nazi
give it a
zombies
go.
and JJ and lens flare. What could possibly go wrong?
Plenty of lens flare.
Exactly.
As long as Simon Pegg's not writing the script.
See, I would have been okay with the Simon Pegg script if JJ was directing.
Yeah.
Because we wouldn't have any of that fucking the bit where Simon Pegg jumped out of the bloody the fucking escape pod and the fucking load of Justin Ling wank. Anyway, move on.
Yeah. So CW.
Well loved.
The CW is adding another superhero show to its roster.
Another one.
Yeah.
Did not come up with anything else.
They have commissioned the pilot for a superhero called Black Lightning. And he is going to be the new show if the pilot does well, which CW always just wanks over all their own pilots. So it'll be in there. The only thing now, though, is that they're saying that it's going to change the roster altogether. Because as it stands right now, it's like Monday night Flash, Tuesday night Arrow. I don't know what nights it is, but you know, you get one night, two night, three night, all the way to Supergirl, Legends tomorrow. When this one comes, they're going to start staggering the seasons through the year now.
Right.
They're not going to run them all at the same time, apparently. I don't see how much of a difference that makes.
The only thing it would be is if they have a crossover.
Well, yeah, your crossovers wouldn't be great. Because that was a big thing last year, was when you had the Supergirl, Flash, Arrow crossover. That was a huge thing. Legends Tomorrow as well. It was huge. It was like 4 nights of just pure CW.
And you know, I did actually watch that, and it was okay.
I didn't watch it.
It was all right.
People loved it, though, and that's a good thing. So why start staggering the series?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know much about Black Lightning. All I really know, and that is because I went on Wikipedia, is that he was one of DC's very first like African-American superheroes.
Right.
So they'll probably put Idris Elba in it. Yeah, just I thought it was nice that CW, you know, they'll take on Constantine for an animated series. They'll not give him a proper series, but they'll bring out another one with Black Lightning.
I'll give it a try.
I'll give it a go, I will. I mean, I've pretty much given up on Arrow right now. I've pretty much given up on Flash right now. Legends Tomorrow I wasn't watching anyway, and Supergirl I watched the first episode of season 2, and that was enough for me.
What episode was that?
When Superman came into it.
You don't like Superman?
He was a terrible Superman, and I know everybody's jizzing all over him. I'm hoping that's dying down.
He wasn't that good.
He was terrible.
He was okay.
He wasn't even Brandon Ruth good. He was just terrible.
He's a bit bland
Yeah.
and meh.
He's like Dean Cain without any character,
Yeah,
basically.
that's saying a lot.
That is saying a lot, because Dean Cain can't exactly act. So what's next?
Right, bit of oranges news for you.
Oranges?
Yeah, and Robin Hood oranges news.
More Robin Hood
Yeah.
oranges? Is that still on the go?
It is still on the go.
Go back to episode, 5 to listen to us talk about Robin Hood oranges?
Well, we've got Taron Egerton is playing Robin Hood.
Yep.
Now, so it's going to be dark and gritty
Oosh.
and inspired by John Wick.
Really?
I've got no fucking idea what that means.
What does that mean? Somebody's going to kill,
somebody's going to kill a dog. Aye, that's what it
and
means.
steal his car.
But there is a shining light.
Okay.
Because the Sheriff of Nottingham is being played by Ben Mendelsohn.
I thought you were going to say Alan Rickman there.
But no, he's dead.
Well, I know, but I thought you were going to, like, Rogue One that shit.
Oh, he's got... Oh, no, never that. No, you can't do that with Alan Rickman. No, I'm not having it. No, Ben Mendelsohn, no.
That's not bad. Ben Mendelsohn versus Taron Egerton. I'm alright with that. That's two pretty good talents there. So I'm a little bit more optimistic.
I wasn't really bothered about it, but then Ben Mendelsohn?
Yeah, you throw somebody's name like that into the mix, and yeah, I can get behind that. So yeah, I like a bit of Ben Mendelsohn.
And some who's playing Will Scarlet? Him from Thingy.
Him from Thingy. He was good in that.
Shit, fuck's sake. You know, the 50 Shades fella. Jimmy Dornan is playing Will Scarlet.
Talking about John Wick, Keanu Reeves, who I nearly saw in New York.
You didn't?
I nearly saw him. He was on the morning show on NBC, and in the NBC building where they record it, they have it so you can like stand outside. You know, back in the days of TRL and all that on MTV, you can stand outside, and they come outside every now and then, and they talk to the crowd and everything. And they were doing all that, and Lindsay was like, it was on the telly, so Lindsay's like nudges and that, and she's like, get yourself dressed and go down and fucking see Keanu Reeves. I just couldn't be bothered. I honestly couldn't be bothered. I mean,
you're not going to get anywhere near him.
What do you say to him if you meet him anyway? Whoa.
You go, Keanu!
Probably, yeah.
Say my chest!
But yeah, he was talking about John Wick 2, obviously. And he has now turned around and says he is open to the ideas of John Wick 3. Why the fuck?
Why not?
What else is he doing? And apparently, the CBS, the network in America, is talking about a John Wick prequel series.
Yeah. Didn't you say something about that?
That was taken.
Oh, that was taken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would probably just be John Wick, but
kind of the same character, really, in it.
Yeah.
Except he likes dogs better.
Yeah. I've never actually seen the first John Wick.
It is good. Honestly, it is good.
I'm sure I put it on and it seemed alright, but I just couldn't get with it. You know me, I'm heartless. I saw a dead dog and I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
this.
but it's not just about the dead dog. He shoots people and stuff.
Does he?
Because of the dead dog, but mostly.
I'll let you watch that.
I think there's a car involved as well, or is that Gran Torino? Something about dead dogs and cars.
Okay. There was lots of posters for that in America, by the way.
What?
A Dog's Purpose.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah, I was going around, I was like spray painting on all the taxis and all the windows saying 365 says fuck this shit. I didn't. No. I probably would have got done. Like there's like a million.
Well, you can't get the port out because we're going over there in September.
Exactly. That's what it is. I was trying to keep a low profile.
I think they tend to bear a grudge.
Usually, yeah. It's not uncharacteristic of them, is it? Hello, Taliban.
Well,
but yeah, there was lots of posters for that. They were really trying to get people to watch it, and I was stood there. I said to Lindsay, I said, "We ain't watching that." I said, "Chris says we ain't watching that. We ain't allowed to watch that."
Did you just go? Chris said.
Chris said, and she's like, "All right, so we're not allowed to watch that." I was like, "Yeah." How about this though? So you've got a 3D TV.
I did have a 3D TV.
You did have a 3D TV.
Yeah.
Well, I would hold on to that.
Really?
Because that might be worth something one day.
Really?
Yes.
Why? Because
LG and Sony have both now come out and says they are no longer making 3D TVs.
Yeah, I read that.
Because it's a wanky fad that Kev Halden never got on board with. Doesn't mind going to the cinema and watching a 3D movie, but why have it in your house? It's just shit and stupid, and why would you have it?
Wow.
You've got one, haven't you?
Not anymore.
Yep.
I've gone 4K now. So
that's what they've said, and this is off the back of Samsung and Panasonic having already said this. And yeah, so if you want
Samsung have said it as well.
Yeah.
Right, wow.
So if you want a 3D TV, you have to go to the likes of Alba. Alba will probably make you a 3D TV. Toshiba, they'll still make you one. All the wanky brands nobody likes.
Does Toshiba still make TVs?
I think Toshiba's still in the game.
Damn.
Alba's definitely in the game.
Oh, Alba will be.
Bush was never left the game. Yeah, so 3D's dying on its arse, and it looks like it's away. So thank fuck for that.
Yeah. I was having that conversation the other week, or last week maybe. When was the last time you saw a 3D film?
Well, yeah.
That the 3D actually made a difference to the movie?
It doesn't. I mean, don't get me wrong, Avatar 2's coming out in like, what, fucking 5-6 years? So when that comes out, you know, Alba will still be making them. So get your Alba TV.
Get your Alba shares, because...
Get your Alba shares. Because that's the only thing James Cameron's going to be worth.
That shit's going to rocket.
An Alba TV, nice one. Or a Toshiba if they're still going.
But, you know, Rogue One looked fantastic, but it did need to be in 3D.
I think in the cinema, on a huge, giant IMAX screen, 3D is worthwhile. It is. I don't think it adds anything to a movie, but it's worthwhile.
I don't think it is. I think the only thing you get out of it is sore fucking ears from the glasses at the end.
Yeah. But, I mean, given a choice between like a 2D and a 3D movie, I would probably just go and see the 2D movie. It just so happens that most IMAX cinemas won't let you watch it in fucking 2D. Because they want to optimise the fucking screen or whatever it is.
You know what annoyed me, right?
Right.
This really fucking annoyed me. I went to see Split last week.
Yep.
Which I'll talk about when we get to that section. But I really, really wanted to see Hacksaw Ridge.
Right.
Up at the Fort in Edinburgh. But fucking Hacksaw Ridge wasn't being played at the Fort in Edinburgh.
Why?
Because fucking Trainspotting Bastard 2 was all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
Trainspotting 2.
I have one little other bit. It's meh. Disney, Star Wars Land in Disney has
2019.
its launch date or opening date 2019.
Yeah. That's cool.
That's the next trip to Merica.
Yeah, for Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah.
If we can get tickets, which we won't.
Be fine.
Press passes, which we won't.
It'll be fine. We'll be world famous by then. So.
Okay.
God. I can reach for the stars, Kev.
Can we just get Beric famous first?
We already are Beric famous.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay. So I suppose that's everything for the news, because I don't really have anything else. I had something about Rogue One coming out on Blu-ray in March. Apparently, that's a good thing. I'm looking forward to that. I will buy that. And Bad Boys 3 has been delayed because Will Smith wants to be in Dumbo. Yeah, Tim Burton's making a Dumbo movie because, you know, obviously Jon Favreau did a good job with Lion King.
So they're doing every single fucking movie now.
So they're going to do every movie. Tim Burton of all people's like, I'll make fucking Dumbo, and Will Smith of all people's like, I want to be Dumbo. Don't know how the fuck that's going to work.
Because he's got big ears.
Yeah. So apparently, because he really wants to be in Bad Boys 3 and Dumbo, Bad Boys 3 has been pushed back a little bit so he can make Dumbo, and Bad Boys 4 has been completely taken off the slate.
To be fair, I would rather make Dumbo.
Yeah?
Fuck Bad Boys 3 and fuck Michael Bay. And fuck Martin Lawrence.
I love Michael Bay.
No, you don't.
You know I love me some Michael Bay?
No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
I'm totally gay for Bay. So let's move on to some what have we been watching, because that's usually the next section of the show. So where we'll play a cheeky little intro, and I'll add that in later, and we'll just go on to the next section.
Hi, this is Mark from the Tangent Bound Network. I need a little help. I'm working with a manufacturer to create some working prototypes of some really cool audio equipment for some testing. If these items work and all is good, I'm going to license these items, and I'm going to kickstart my own business venture with working models to show you how awesome they really are and what you helped me accomplish. My end goal is to create a great startup company with a new lineup of quality manufactured audio equipment, i.e. studio quality microphones and studio monitoring headphones. Maybe a little bit later on, I'm going to be working on USB mixers, etc., etc., etc. But in the meantime, I need to put these in your hands without any extra hassles and all this other stuff. But again, in order to do it, I need working prototypes of these equipments. So essentially, kind of, if you would, please, pretty please with sugar on top, or if you prefer, artificial sweetener, you know, because I'm equal opportunity here. Pretty please with sugar on top, artificial sweetener, with whatever it is you want on top. Please consider donating. When phase 2 rolls around, there will be some great rewards headed your way to get these completely manufactured and when all is said and done. So anyway, head over to gofundme.com/helpmecreate-something-awesome. Now, in between each word is a hyphen, so it's help-me-create-something-awesome. Anyway, yeah, head over to gofundme.com and check it out. please consider donating, because this is going to be a really cool thing. And for those that do help out, they will be remembered for when we do the actual Kickstarter for the business itself. There will be some amazing rewards, and I'm telling you, it's going to be huge. So thank you very much.
So what you been watching, buddy?
Well, as I said, I went to see Split.
Is that a bowling movie?
It is not. Why would that be a bowling movie?
Because you get a split if you leave the two corner pins, the two back corner pins, and if you hit them, that's called a split. It's not a bowling movie, is it?
Fucking retarded. It's the M. Night Shyamalan lab.
All right, yeah. This is getting quite good reviews.
It should be.
This is turning into Shyamalama Ding Dong's fucking comeback. It seems.
It's a good movie. It's a damn good movie.
Is McAvoy good in it?
James McAvoy is fucking amazing in it.
Is he good? Mm-hmm. Aye. He looks great in the trailer. Like,
well, he plays like sort of four main characters, kind of.
Right.
So you've got that he plays a little kid.
Cool.
He plays like sort of a designer type, well, a gay designer type fella. He plays a woman.
Nice.
And like sort of Norman Batesy.
Yeah.
Yep. And he plays like sort of the threatening character type thing. And he's fucking great in it.
Yeah.
Creepy as hell.
So what's the big Shyamalan twist?
I'm not telling you that.
Why not?
Because.
Why not?
Because.
Okay.
You have to watch it and see.
Is it good, like Unbreakable good, or is it good like The Happening good?
Well, I've never seen The Happening, so...
It's terrible.
Or have I? Is that the one where...
It's where the wind's...
Oh, no, I've not seen that one. What was the one... Oh, it was The Village.
Yeah, The Village.
What was the one based on The Village?
The one in The Village, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've seen that one. That was...
goes without saying, that one. The one that was set in a village.
Yeah, Unbreakable, I think I only saw that once, you know.
Oh, I love
I really
Unbreakable.
can't remember much about it other than Bruce Willis and Sam Jack.
Did you stay till the end of the credits?
Of
Split? Yep. Is there an end of credits scene?
Oh no, I didn't stay till the end of credits. There was like a sort of stinger.
Yeah.
Like not end of the credits. Or there might have been an end of credits, but I was gone by then.
What was the stinger?
It was right. Okay, spoilers.
Is it a spoiler for the movie or?
It's not Split. It's nothing to do with Split.
No, because I read this.
It is in a cafe, and they're speaking about the events of Split, and there's like two women say, "Oh, this happened a while ago," and this was this guy. What was he called again? And then it cuts to Bruce Willis, and he goes, he was called Mr. Black. No, Mr. Glass. Sorry, Mr. Glass. Yeah.
Awesome. I read that and I got so excited because basically, I as much as anybody else, I want an Unbreakable 2. I want an Unbreakable 3 for
I think I need to rewatch Unbreakable because, as I say, I loved. You know what? Obviously, I loved The Sixth Sense. I still do. I loved Signs. Mm-hmm. But I think I only watched that once. I only watched Unbreakable once. I can't remember why I only watched it once. So I need to rewatch that. But yeah, so Split is it starts off at like a sort of like it's like the end of a birthday party kind of thing, and so there's two lassies who are ready to go home, and there's like a sort of like a loner kid who was just invited to the party by default sort of thing. Yeah. So it's that kind of setup. They're getting a lift home. And so James McAvoy gets into the car. He kind of sort of batters the dad over the head, gets into the car and drives off with them.
Sweet. That's how I would do it.
And that's how you start the movie. So they're locked in a room.
Yeah.
And so the different characters are kind of going back and forwards, speaking, you know, as the different characters to the three lassies, and then they're like trying to escape, but there's also they're building up the tension, which it does excellently.
Yeah,
really good.
Shyamalan's good at that
because the little boy character tells them about the monster is coming.
Yeah, the Demogorgon.
No. So that's how the tension is built up, because is the monster real? Is it not real? And then there's a psychologist character in there as well, who the designer fella character is speaking to the psychologist, but she's like, "That's not you. you're someone else, you're another character, and like, you need to watch the movie.
I am going to. This is one that I am actually, especially, and I know I like to say that the reviews won't sway me or anything like that, but it seems to be getting a lot of love, and it's nice to hear that a Shyamalan movie is getting love again. It's nice to hear that people think that he's back. Like, that's good, because to be honest, I'm not a fan of Signs. I'm not a big fan of The Sixth Sense either. But I do fucking love Unbreakable. And I kind of love The Village until the twist comes along. Sort of like near the end. But Unbreakable, I think, is a phenomenal movie. I'm dying to get the next two parts of that. And it looks like he's wet ready.
Is the twist of The Village that they're actually in present day?
Yeah, they're on like a nature reserve type thing. They're living within walls. But yeah, so I'm glad to hear Shyamalan's back, if he is. I'm glad to hear it. Can't wait to see it. McAvoy's McAvoy. You know, I've been in on McAvoy since forever. Do you ever see the movie Inside I'm Dancing when he played a paraplegic?
No.
Great fucking movie. Awesome fucking movie. So I've championed McAvoy all the way. So yeah, I will watch it.
Honestly, it's the best movie I've seen McAvoy in a long, long time.
Cool.
Because he's been doing all the X-Men bullshit and all that.
The oranges.
Yeah. Fuck that. The only thing I will say, nothing to do with the movie, but there was these two thick fucks in the row behind us.
Bastards.
Who they weren't loud exactly, but they were fucking twittering away to each other, explaining to each other the plot of the fucking movie.
Yeah, that's annoying.
The whole way through the fucking film.
That's annoying.
It was annoying. At first, I was laughing at them
because they were thick.
They were thick, but they started saying, "Oh, which personality is that? Is that that? Oh, it's that one because he knows that." And it's you know when you can actually hear yourself growling.
So it's like watching Harry Potter with Ruby.
I've no idea. I've not watched it with her.
You don't want to, because she's read the book and she'll tell you everything. I mean, you've read them as well, so
I don't tell you everything.
She'll not be giving you spoilers.
No.
Well,
so there you go. That was Split.
I have not really an apology as such, but I have. Yes, you were right about a movie last year.
I was.
You were extremely right about a movie last year, because I watched a movie on the plane on the way to Merica. Mm-hmm. And it was a movie that I was always dubious of, but you absolutely loved it last year, and you even put it in your top 5 of the year. I watched The Shallows.
Bam.
On the way to America, and it's fucking great.
It is fucking great.
She holds that movie. Like, Blake Lively can actually hold a movie for, like, you know, an hour and a half.
It's only, like, I think it's about 80 minutes long.
It's really good. Like, it gets a bit mental towards the end, as movies like that do, because...
Well, you need a climax of the
mental
movie.
climax. Yeah. Aye, but I was... A mental climax?
I know. My head went there as well.
So. Yeah, so... but yeah, man, she's fucking really good in that movie.
Really good.
I was really surprised. I was kind of like sat there on the plane, like I say, like thinking to myself, okay, where the fuck's this movie going to go now? Like, she's trapped on a rock. She's in the middle of the sea. Like, I don't know, it's like, how much longer can this movie go on for? And there was like a part of the movie where I was kind of like, okay, just end now, do something now, just get off the rock, fucking die if you have to, just do something and go away. But then, like, the last 20 minutes is insane, and it just, you kind of stop breathing for a minute, for a wee bit, and yeah.
The bit where she gets over to the buoy.
Yeah, basically
she
from
climbs
there
up, and then the thing the ladder comes away. It's
crazy, man.
Yeah.
But there's a few moments I was sat there just like, oh my god, like I say, the last 20 minutes I would say of the movie is just so fucking bam 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 bam, bam, and it's like, oh shit, stop, and yeah, I was glad she got away in the end. Yeah. Spoilers.
Good. I accept your apology wholeheartedly.
But 100%, you were totally spot on with that movie. I didn't think... Because one of the things that when we did the New Year's episode, and you put it in your top 5, I think you put it at number 1, and Imran of the Jock and Nerd asked you, can Blake Lively hold a movie? She can. She holds this movie really fucking well. There's the scene where she's recording herself as a message to her dad and her sister.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. Like, just her and a camera, Just amazing. Loved it. Really great film. Like I say, a bit mental towards the end. Great movie. So yeah, well done, man.
Good stuff.
It's nice when you actually give me a good one to watch.
Well, I was going to say when was the last time I gave you a bad film to watch, but we'll get to that later on.
Will we though?
Oh. Well, shit. Now, I have watched 2 films that you spoke about in the last episode.
Nice.
Now, the first one that I watched was The Girl with All the Gifts.
Yes.
Fucking phenomenal.
Great, innit? It's really good.
The lassie that plays...
Oh, she's
I
spot
forget
on.
her name.
She's totally spot on.
She is brilliant.
I really want to see her in more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just need to see her do more. She's sort of like that lightning in a bottle that you got with Eleven in Stranger Things. Yeah. It's kind of that, but British. So great.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing film. Great story. I didn't we'll get a sequel, I don't know.
I don't think it needs one. It could get one very easily. The way they end it, it could very easily get another one, but I don't know. I think leave it where it is.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I mean, it's a bit of a shit existence for what happens to the female character.
Gemma Arterton.
Yeah. I think she was in Legend.
Legend?
Yeah.
The Tom Hardy movie?
Yeah.
I think she was, yeah.
See, I said that in the last episode. And
but
you said
she
no.
wasn't the girl, though.
Was she not? Was she not the lassie who killed herself?
No, she wasn't Tom Hardy's bird, because that was Emily Browning.
All right.
Who was in Sucker Punch.
Okay.
But no, I think Gemma Arterton is in Legend, but she's not the girl.
All right. Okay.
She is a girl, she's not the girl.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, loved it. Absolutely loved it from start to finish. Great movie. Glenn Close, fucking brilliant in it.
Yeah, she is.
Glenn Close. Now, the other one that I watched that you raved about, and I do not agree with you, was Deepwater Horizon.
1 out of 2 ain't bad.
Utter shite.
I'll take 1 out of 2. That's 50% in my books.
I did say to you that I struggled with all the banter and stuff that they were having, which still pissed me off. But the movie is not good.
It is good.
It's not.
It's about an oil rig blowing up.
Who gives a fucking fuck?
Well, that's your problem, not mine. Just because you have no heart.
What the fuck? That's my argument there.
And the banter is great.
No, it's not.
The Marky Mark banter. I love it.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not.
Okay. I'll let you have that.
There you go. So, The Girl with All the Gifts, yay.
Yay.
The Deepwater Horizon, meh.
And 50 Shades, yay.
You've not spoken about that one. Yeah, is that next on your list?
Is it fuck? Next on my list. Well, next on my list was a movie that I'm not going to waste any time talking about. It was another movie that I watched on the plane. It was Snowden.
Oh, yeah.
With Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Not like it?
No. If you have time to waste in your life, watch it. If you don't want to waste time in your life, don't watch it.
I've seen it. It's okay.
It was all right. His performance was all right. Oliver Stone's made way better movies than this. You
could tell it was an Oliver Stone movie.
Oh yeah, it had Wall Street 2 written all over it. You know, the one with Shia, not the first one. The first one was amazing, but Wall Street 2, it was that kind of level.
Yeah,
just Oliver Stone.
It was okay. It was all right. I mean, it gave me a lot more information about. I mean, same as JFK.
Yeah.
You know, how do you know what information is right? What information is him?
Yeah,
but I didn't know a great deal about Edward Snowden.
Nah.
So you would think at least some of it would be factual.
I was getting them mixed up. I thought he was the WikiLeaks guy, but that's obviously Julian Assange.
No, that's stupid.
Yeah. But a movie that I did love, and I didn't watch this one on the plane, I watched it at home by myself, and I absolutely fucking loved it. It came out last year, and I don't know how it didn't come out to much more fanfare. A Miles Teller movie. You know I love a bit of Miles Teller. A movie called Bleed for This.
I have never heard of it.
It's a Miles Teller boxing movie. It's a true story. It's about Vinny. I'm going to say his name totally wrong. It's like Panzienza. I just said his name the same way twice. I don't know why I said it the second time. And it's like this. It's a true story about how like he's sort of he's not an underdog. He's not an overdog. He's sort of just
he's a dog.
He's in the middle. And he's kind of like just trundling along, and then he takes a really bad beating. So he's sort of, as promoters are saying that maybe it's time for Vinny to sort of, just call it a day. The last fight, he got panned to fuck, which is like the first fight in the movie. And then he's out with his, I think it's his brother. He's out in the car with his brother, and he gets into a car crash, and he breaks his neck, and fucking he ends up paralyzed for a bit.
Dear.
The movie's all about him coming back from it, because obviously it would be a shit movie if he was paralyzed for the rest of it. So he starts working on his arms and his shoulders and his neck and all that, and he gets like fighting fit again. And it's all about, if he comes back, is he going to be as good as he was? Is he going to be better? Is he just going to be worse? Nobody wants to fight him because he's the guy whose neck broke. So they're like, I don't want to fucking kill this kid. So nobody really wants to fight him, but then you get this bullshit cunt who's like, I'll take him on because I wouldn't mind killing him, so whatever. But the movie itself is it's by the numbers. It's by the numbers, sort of Rocky, by the numbers, Warrior, Southpaw. It's by the numbers boxing movie. It's exactly what you expect from a boxing movie. However, within this by the numbers boxing movie, you have Miles Teller putting in a phenomenal, and I mean phenomenal performance. He's so fucking good in this film.
He's a cracking actor.
He fucking is. And you know what it is?
We always go on about Whiplash as an example of that. But he is a good actor.
But you also, and this is another actor who I think gets underrated. Like when he's on point, and this is like he's almost unrecognizable to the point where I did actually have to go on IMDb. Aaron Eckhart plays the trainer who's like training him, obviously, and he's sort of balding, the hair's right the way back and all that. He's sort of a little bit older, a little bit fatter, a little bit grouchier. I did actually have to go on IMDb because I was like, who the fuck is that? He is amazing as the trainer. Like, there's a couple of scenes when the two of them are working out, and you just, like, there's so much chemistry on screen. It's such a good film. You need to watch it.
Yeah, what was it called?
Bleed for This.
Right, okay.
And you've got like supporting performances from like Kieran Hines, the Welsh actor who played Mance Rayder in Game of Thrones.
Okay, yeah.
The one that Jon Snow had to burn. And Katie Sagal from Sons of Anarchy. She played Jax's mum. She's the voice of Leela in Futurama. You know Katie Sagal, man. Married with Children. The wife.
Okay.
Great movie. Absolutely loved it. It's, like I say, it's a by-the-numbers boxing movie, but when you watch these movies, the same when you watch Warrior, you're not watching Warrior for the fighting, you're watching it for Tom Hardy's unbelievable performance. And the other guy, Joel Edgerton.
And Nick Nolte as well,
Nick Nolte, like, you're watching it for those performances.
Yeah.
This is entirely that movie. It's so fucking good. So yeah, Bleed for This. And I can't understand how it didn't seem to come out to any sort of anything. It sort of just came out.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
Well, neither had I. But like, I saw Miles Teller and I was like, fuck, I'm watching that. You know, Miles Teller. And it's such a good movie. It's a great movie. It was considered a box office flop because apparently it did hit the cinema. I think it was like 20 million to make it, and it only made like 15 million.
Right.
So that's like a flop. But, I mean, apparently it came out at the same time as, what was it? Fantastic Beasts or something like that. It basically came out on the same day as a Monster.
Bit of a different audience, though.
Yeah.
No?
I can't remember if it was Fantastic Beasts, but it came out on the same day of an absolute monster of a movie. So it just
I know which one I would rather have watched.
Yeah, honestly, this movie is just excellent. And I implore people to go out and give it a go, because you will love it. If you're a fan of Warrior, Southpaw, Rocky, any of those movies, you'll love this one.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the boxing's really good. You know, when the camera kind of slows down and then the volume goes off, and then you see him take an absolute belter of a smack. They do all that, like I say, by the numbers stuff, but effective as balls. Like,
I did like Creed. I was surprised that I liked that.
Creed was good. See, that might be good. Like Creed and Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan in a boxing movie. That would be pretty badass. Because I like both
Shared
of them.
universe.
Shared universe. We're all about shared universes nowadays.
We are. Now, I have got one more film to talk about. I actually messaged you about this before you went away to Merica. And I messaged you saying, have you heard of a movie called Truth? which is on Sky Movies right now.
Did I answer you?
You did answer me. You were a sarky fuck.
I might have two blue ticked you.
I said to you, have you heard of a movie called Truth? And you went, no, have you?
That sounds like me.
I think I called you something along the lines of a sarky cunt. Are you pleased with that one, are you?
I'm really happy with that one.
It's a 2015 film.
Okay.
And it's a true story. The director is James Vanderbilt. Have you heard of him?
All right.
Yep.
No.
It's got Kate Blanchett in it, Robert Redford, Dennis
Right.
Quaid, Topher Grace, Elizabeth Moss,
Oh, no, yeah, no. Aye. You're going through that cast. Yeah.
Bruce Greenwood
Yeah.
as well. It's like I say, it's a true story. It's the way I described it to you was it's basically Newsroom, the movie, and then you double blue tick me and you didn't reply.
To the top.
You did.
I was just that pleased with my first response.
Oh, you were away for it.
I was away telling Lindsay. Look what I just said to him.
And then he went, me.
Okay.
Yeah, so as I say, it's a true story. It's set before the elections. I think it's George Bush's first term.
Oh, hot potato.
And it's about, you know, in America there's like a news show called 60 Minutes.
Yeah.
You've heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about the investigators behind that show. And so they've come across an anonymous source who has got evidence that his military career isn't what it says it is.
Right.
So that
Okay.
his military career, I think it was in the Air Force or something like that, in the 60s while Vietnam was going on.
Mm-hmm.
He got into I can't remember the name of the military thing, but it meant he didn't have to go to Vietnam.
Cool.
Because he went
Yeah.
into this thing instead.
Yeah.
I think it was the Air Force, but I might be wrong. And so then they come across evidence that like he only had sort of like an hour of airtime or something in the whole time he was in it and all that kind of thing. So they're coming across all this evidence, and then as in you know the I think it's season 2 of the Newsroom where they put out this news report that turns out that news report turns out to be fake.
Yeah.
And this one is slightly different in that they just sort of propaganda the fuck out of it.
Oh, nice.
So there's all these other news corporations coming after them and like sort of poking holes in their story and all that kind of thing. And then it turns out in a witch hunt against Kate Blanchett, she kind of becomes the sort of you know, the lightning rod of all the fucking hatred and all that. It's really, really, really good.
I still think you need to watch Shattered Glass with Hayden Christensen.
Have you told me about that before?
I have many a time, and you refuse to watch it.
Did I refuse to watch it, or are you just making that up?
It's very much like that movie. You would love it. But yeah, that sounds good. And I will watch that. I'm going to give that a go. Have you seen it? I can't believe I said that. That is fucking brilliant.
But you do that all the time. You're a sarky fuck without actually knowing it. What was the other one? The boxing one?
Bleed for this.
See, I'd already forgotten about it.
Cheers. my review inspired you. But yeah,
give that a watch.
I like it with Kate Blanchett.
It is really, really good.
Yeah.
So have you been watching any TV shows?
I have been watching TV shows.
Well, shit.
I've been watching many TV shows. The first of which I'm just going to gloss over is Designated Survivor. You kept telling me to watch it. I've only watched the first 3 episodes because they were on the plane again.
Yeah.
And I watched it on the way back.
They have the Netflix on the plane.
No, it was like plane channel with different movies. There was like about 60 odd movies and about 80 odd TV shows.
That's not bad. Will we get that going over to?
Yeah, but you only get like 3 or 4 episodes of a series. You don't get that much. Because I was sitting there and I was thinking, oh shit, Designated Survivor, I'm going to binge this.
Wouldn't you think, right? You could just like sign into your Netflix on the plane.
You would think so, but no.
Rubbish. Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, Designated Survivor, definitely going to stick in with that one.
Do.
That is actually quite good.
It gets better and better as well.
Kiefer's good in it.
Yes.
Quite liking Kiefer in it.
It's a little bit distracting the first couple of episodes because you're like, shoot someone.
Yeah.
You're Jack Bauer, shoot someone.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm going to keep watching that. And with what you just said right there, I have watched the first 2 episodes of 24 Legacy.
Oh, right.
And yeah. It's not Jack Bauer.
Yeah. I read a review on Digital Spy about it, and that was pretty much the review. It's not Jack Bauer.
It's
But apparently it tries so hard to be.
It's trying
It's
really
like
hard to be 24.
They said on Digital Spy it was so desperate to be 24.
It's so desperate to be 24 that the first real character outside of your main cast that you meet in CTU is Edgar Styles. Edgar Styles. Edgar Styles' cousin. And she makes mention of that fact twice in the same conversation.
Right.
So I was kind of sitting there going, "You're not fucking 24. Just be your own thing." It's good. It's not right. It's not correct, but it's good. It's the kid who plays Heath in Walking Dead. I'm forgetting his name right now. Corey Hawkins, something Hawkins. Might be Corey something. Anyway, the kid who plays Heath in The Walking Dead plays the main character. He's good. He's actually quite good. He's believable as the character that he is. Doesn't work for CTU. He's a soldier, much like Jack was.
But he's got the name annoys me.
Ethan.
No, Eric Carter.
Eric Carter, that's
such a fucking bland, generic
Jack Bauer
hero's name. Jack Bauer's not a generic name.
Jack is not a generic name.
Well, yeah, but it's
followed up by Bauer. It's cool.
Cool. Fuck off.
Anyway, he's pretty good. The woman that's running CTU, well, she's not running it anymore. She's handing over the reins to Teddy Sears, who was Series 2 Flash.
Okay.
With the helmet.
Oh, yeah, that annoyed me.
Yeah. So he's now kind of running CTU. The first episode it's just 24, episode 1, all over again.
Yeah.
Because
on Digital Spy it said within the first 20 minutes there's talk of a mole.
Yeah, there's talk of a mole. There's a plot, obviously, against Merica. That's standard. You expect that. But she is handing over the reins to her new director of CTU and immobilizes him with a taser, very much like Jack stunned Mason in the first episode of the first series. Obviously, you've got that lassie that says, "Oh, I'm Edgar Styles' cousin," which makes me fucking awesome. And you're sitting there going, "But you're not Chloe O'Brien, so fuck you." You kind of want Chloe to come in. Jimmy Smits, though, is playing the senator, soon to be president.
Okay.
Much like Dennis Haysbert was the senator, soon to be president.
Like Chloe, are you going, "Fuck you, you're not Dennis Haysbert"?
It's hard to say that about Jimmy Smits. I'm a big Jimmy Smits fan.
Yeah.
I think he's a great actor. So underused in a lot of things. Probably going to be underused in this. Because, it's 24. A lot of phone calls back and forth. It's just not Jack Bauer. It's not Chloe. CTU doesn't look like CTU to me. So, I'm going to keep watching it. But I think this will be a one series and done for me.
I'll give it a go. I will give it a go. But
I'll be surprised if it gets a second series.
Yeah.
I will be very surprised.
I think it's one of those properties that just let it go.
It's not 24. It's not.
But the thing is, they're doing Homeland. Is it Fox that does Homeland? I don't know. No, it's Showtime. I think.
Yeah.
And Homeland is essentially 24.
Yeah, with a girl.
With a girl.
Yeah, Jane Bauer.
A bit mental in the heat, but
I know. Like, I watched the first 3 series of Homeland. I liked that. This just screams, like you say. I didn't actually think about that, but it does scream desperation of, like, love us. We are 24, and it's not. And even it's got all the names. It's got Joel Surnow in there. Like, the writers and producers, you've got like Joel Surnow. You've got Thingy Cochran, Robert Cochran's names all over it. You've got Kiefer as the executive producer. You've got all these names sitting there, and I'm like, it's all the John Cassar. I'm like, it's all the guys who made the original series.
Kiefer's not there.
Kiefer's not there. He's on Designated
Isn't
Survivor.
it because the whole thing was his concept?
Yeah, he kind of put it together.
It was his baby, wasn't it? The whole concept of the show.
Well.
Yeah.
But I don't see it getting a second series. It might.
You never. I mean, it might go halfway through. It's just 12 episodes run.
I think so. Yeah.
Might get halfway through, and then it'll bloody puts feather on the bloody pedal to the metal, and
the second episode, like the end of the first episode, I was kind of that was all right. They just kind of retread series 1 all over again. The second episode ended in a place that I was kind of like, I'm definitely going to watch episode 3. Like, really, like, I'm definitely going to watch it. What they do with that, we'll soon find out.
Yeah.
But he's gone rogue already, so...
Has he gone dark?
He's gone. Well, he was always dark, really, because it's one of these things as well that he is a soldier of like an elite sort of team who took down this guy, which just screams Jack Bauer, Dennis Haysbert.
Yeah.
It just screams that because that was their story in the first series. They were an elite fucking crack team.
So if they do get a season 2, the guy that they killed has come back.
Yes. And they need Nina Myers in there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but they do. But yeah, 24 Legacy, give it a go if you want. But another series that I will 100% endorse. I've only watched 3 episodes again, because that's all there is just now. History Channel program called Six.
Okay.
With Walton Goggins. And I didn't say goggles this time. Walton Goggins. It's set in like Iraq sort of thing. It's one of those stories again where you have, SEAL Team 6. The ones that took out Bin Laden.
Alright, okay.
It's sort of a story about that team. Not that team that took out Bin Laden, but a team within SEAL Team 6. Like, it's a group of guys who are all in SEAL Team 6. And it shows you them, like, at the start of the movie, sort of going into a hostile area. Everything's kind of going a bit fucked up. Walton Goggins totally fucking annihilates some Iraqi for no fucking reason whatsoever. Like, really well done though. Like, like, I'm not a big war sort of guy, but when it comes to those types of war, like the Iraq war and Afghanistan and all that, I'll watch them. I'll give them, because it happened when I was alive sort of thing. So I'll watch it because it's like, I remember bits and pieces. Like, I remember seeing stuff like that on the TV.
Yeah.
So of course I'm going to watch it. But this show's like fucking just nuts, and Walton Goggins gets like kidnapped by a militia, and they're gonna like behead him on live TV and all that. So the rest of the team basically has to go in and try and get him, but not really. It's just great. You kind of have to watch it. It's gritty as fuck. It's got some really good violence going on, nice sex scenes all over the place. Because why not? History Channel's doing not a bad job of their TV shows right now.
Yeah.
It's getting quite that way. And this one, I think you should give it a go.
I'll give it a go.
I think you'll like it. It's, like I say, it's quite gritty. It's sort of... You didn't watch the TV show Over There, did you?
No.
It's sort of like Over There, but a little bit more, like, Generation Killy.
Oh, what's that? I like that.
It's as nuts as Generation Kill was, but the storyline is a lot like Over There. So it's a nice mix of both. And Walton Goggins is a fucking great actor. Big fan of him.
I'm starting to think who you mean.
Walton Goggles? I can't believe I keep saying that every fucking time I say his name. You'll enjoy it.
I'll give that a go, yeah.
He was the guy in Hateful Eight. The guy that gets in the carriage at the start. He pretends to be the new sheriff.
Okay, yeah, I know you mean.
That's him.
I know you mean.
Yeah. Aye. So, anything else?
Yeah, now, I've got 2 shows because I've been watching Vikings like a bastard, as I said.
Yeah.
I've been addicted like hell to that. But I've watched 2 shows. Now, the first one, they're both comedies. They're both like 6-episode series, as the British do well. The first one is not a new show. It's quite an old show. It's from the early 2000s.
Nice.
But I never ever watched it before.
Nice.
It's by the same writer as Father Ted and IT Crowd, Ray and Linneman.
Okay.
And the show is Black Books. Did you ever watch Black Books?
Did you ever watch Black Books?
I never watched it before.
It's fucking great.
I fucking love it.
With Bill Bailey.
Yeah, Bill Bailey and
Tamsin,
yeah.
what's her face?
Greek?
From
is it Greek?
From
Tamsin
Episodes.
Greek? Yeah.
Aye. And the main guy, what's the main guy called? Dermot something.
Yeah.
Dermot Murnahan? No, that's the news
that's
guy.
Not him. That's not him.
I know who you're on about.
I'd never watched it before, and
it's great.
I love it. That's just 3 series they made.
Aye, they didn't get very much. Aye.
But I've watched them all now, but I can't understand why I hadn't watched that. Why I didn't watch that at the time.
It's a brilliant show. Did you see the one when well, you've watched them all, when the Bible salesman come to the door?
Yeah.
And he invites them in, and they're like, "We've never."
Yeah, they said, "Hey, we don't actually know what to do now."
He's like, "Have you got a pamphlet? Give me a pamphlet." Yeah, man, that's Black Book's a fucking great show.
But I love Bernard.
Bill Bailey.
No, Bill Bailey is Manny.
Right.
Bernard is the Irish fella.
Aye.
Yeah, he's great.
Aye, he is. He's a great actor. Like, well, not a great actor, but he is good. He's brilliant. I remember watching Black Books. I used to like that.
But I was into my Father Ted in a big way. IT Crowd in a big way. I I don't know. I just never, I never watched it for some reason.
It is one of those shows that I think if you didn't watch it at the time, it sort of slipped through the net.
Yeah.
It is one of them. It's very sort of Channel 4 culty kind of.
It is more culty, like Father Ted. You know, like sort of Blake loves himself some Father Ted from Hobie.
Because it's more accessible.
It's more accessible, yeah. But I think that is maybe more like, as you say, a bit more of a cult thing.
Oh, definitely.
But fucking great. Now the other one is a Scottish comedy, and it is Scot Squad.
Oh, with Grado.
With Grado.
Is it good?
It is fucking brilliant.
Is it?
Really, really good. I'm going to have to find series 1 and 2. The series 3 is on at the moment.
Surely it'll just be on
But
YouTube.
iPlayer is fucking crap at box sets.
Yeah.
So, but I've been watching series 3. It's really funny.
Nice.
The guy, the old guy who plays the superintendent is fucking great.
I'm going to give it a go.
Yeah.
He told us that we had to when we went to Glasgow.
He
was all about that.
And
so,
Grado's funny as hell in it as well. He plays like a traffic cop.
Nice.
And yeah, sort of like it's like a sort of fly in the wall. It's like a sort of mockumentary type thing.
Sort of like Operation Good Guys. That was another sort of fly in the wall mockumentary back in the day.
Go with that. It's really funny. Really, really funny.
I'm going to give that a go. Definitely. I'm glad you gave that a go.
There's a lot of sort of blink and you'll miss it type lines.
Like Ouija banter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good though. It's really, really good.
I'll give it a go.
But that's the only 2 TV shows that I've been watching because, as I say, I've been addicted like fuck to Vikings. I've just finished season 3. Now, did we say that Cavan Scott's graphic novels takes place between season 3 and 4?
Which they've literally, is it this week? Yep, today. They've literally today released the trade paperback of the Godhead storyline, which is in between season 3 and 4.
Ooh, right.
So,
because I'm going to read that.
So cheeky little wink. I'll send you an email.
Oh, tidy.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like we get sent the trade copies, so it's not like...
Yeah, well, we do.
Yeah. It's fine. It'll be fine.
All good.
Yeah, but great, fucking great show. And I want to read that Cavan's story graphic novel before going to season 4. So
yeah,
I will do that. Have you got any more?
Gotham season 3 is fucking immense. This is like night and day.
Now I will say I did see a still of the lad
Jerome.
Yeah, with the Joker face cut.
We're not there yet. Me and Lindsay have been watching it. We started binging it because I saw the trailer of Jerome back, and I was like, "Oh man!" Because in season 1 he was immense, fucking great. I love that kid anyway. Cameron Monaghan, fantastic little actor. The American Shameless, he's in that. He is a great actor, and when he came in and he played Jerome, totally underused. Like, I mean, he was awesome. He was brilliant, but he's totally underused. Like, because he only really had like one episode, and he only really did that one scene where he kind of just turns to the Joker, and it's like, wow. Well, we saw the trailer that he was coming back, and I was like, shit, I want to watch this. So we started watching season 3 again from the start, but it's like season 2 was this really sort of stagnant series. It just sort of went along and gave you little bits of story and threw little bits of story out there. Doctor Strange was doing his experiments and all that. And like I say, season 3 is like night and day. This one came out the fucking gate and said, right, let's just go for it. Let's just pretend that season 2 was a lot better than it actually was, and let's make an amazing season 3. And they've totally done that. Like, the Mad Hatter's in it. The Mad Hatter's great in it. He's a proper sinister bastard. You've got Edward Nygma and Oswald Cobblepot kind of teaming up together. And there was this great little thing happening where you kind of thought the Penguin is like gay. I think he still is, because he's totally in love with the Riddler.
Okay.
But the Riddler's not reciprocating. Like, he's totally like, oh, I'm your buddy, I'll help you, I'll make you the mayor and all that, and we'll do this together and all this. But then as soon as he finds a girlfriend, like, he sort of just, that's the Penguin out of the picture sort of thing. But the Penguin's totally, like, not happy because he's in love with him. And I'm just sitting there thinking, This is great.
That's a storyline they're doing.
It's not a storyline, but it's there, if you know what I mean. And then you've got like the kid that plays Bruce Wayne. This kid, I'm telling you now, we're only looking at one more series, and he's practically looking age appropriate to play Batman. This kid's growing up so fucking quickly, it's unbelievable. I'm saying to Lindsay, he looks like he's about 17, 18 now. He does. So we're going to get Batman soon enough. And we are going to get it. And they keep saying that it's going to end when he turns into Batman. It fucking ain't, because this series has been nuts. And I just hope they keep going with it. Looking forward to seeing Jerome come back. I think we're only on episode 9 of 14. So we're going to see him soon. Can't wait to see him. But he looks fucking great again. Honestly, man, Gotham is a series that I think, don't bother with season 2. Leave that completely. Go straight to season 3. Just, you'll love it.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I think it'll get you back.
No.
It'll get you back.
No, I'm not doing that. Tell you what else. I watched the trailer for The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
The new, which I think starts in a couple of weeks or something.
Next Sunday.
Yeah. That can fuck itself. I'm not watching it.
I'm almost on the same page. I have no real interest coming back to it.
No.
I don't know why. I don't know. I think so little happened in the first half.
But you know, the thing is, I stopped watching it, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't miss it. I didn't find myself going, you know, on a Monday night when it was on Fox over here. I didn't find myself going, I should be watching it. No. I'll watch it, will I? Will I watch it? No, not once.
No.
Not once.
Ah, right. That's a shame.
So, well, make a better show then.
A quick mention of one last thing before we move on. While in Merica, if anybody out there who doesn't know, I was in New York last week.
You never mentioned that.
I've not mentioned it yet. I've been keeping a tight lid on it. But while we were away, I went and saw a Broadway show.
Well, shit.
Lindsay and I were all...
you went to the theatre.
We were all pretentious and went to the theatre. And it was fucking great. We went to see School of Rock, the musical.
Oh, okay.
We wanted to see Matilda. Matilda stopped 2 weeks before we went. You know,
inconsiderate.
It is inconsiderate, if anything. Really wanted to see that because, you know, I'm a big Tim Minchin fan and he wrote all the lyrics and the music for Matilda. And then, coincidentally, the new show that's going to be on Broadway, which like starts next week, you know, 2 weeks after we've been, is Groundhog Day, which was like music and lyrics written by Tim Minchin. So, you know, either side of the time we went, he's got a fucking show.
It might come to the Maltons, you never know.
Maybe. Lindsay didn't want to go and see the Book of Mormon. Joe from Another Damn Wrestling Show told me that I needed to go and see Book of Mormon. Said it would change my life. It probably would have, because written by Matt Stone and Trey Parker. Yeah. I was dying to see it. It's what I wanted to see. But it was like £190 a ticket each.
Yeah, fucker.
Whereas we got 2 tickets to School of Rock for like £180. Because we turned up on the day and they were like, it's 50% off, and it was like, nice.
That'll do, yeah.
So we went to see that, and it was fucking phenomenal. Such a good show.
I love the movie, it's a good movie.
I found myself, I mean, I've got Apple Music now on the phone, and I've actually got the album for the musical, because the album's great. All the songs were fantastic. I loved School of Rock. Love the film. The play is just, the show is just even better. It's so fucking good, man. The guy that plays Dewey Finn, the main guy, is just awesome. But the at the start, like, this voiceover comes on, and it's like Andrew Lloyd Webber, because obviously he's got his fingers in every little pie on Broadway, and he kind of like came on. He's like, a lot of questions that get asked of us. Is that how he sounds? He does sound pretentious. He's like, a lot of questions that get asked is, do the kids play their own music? Well, the answer is hell yes, they do. And they were fucking slamming it. Like, they were shredding the guitar. They were...
Also, it wasn't an orchestra. They were actually on stage
playing they were on stage playing those instruments. And you could tell. Like, you know when you watch something and you're like, he's not playing that. Like, these kids were playing it. And these kids were all like 8, 9, 10. You know, a hell of a lot more talented than I'll ever be. You know, absolutely bashing those drums and just being fucking great. So yeah, if you happen to be in New York and on Broadway, go and see School of Rock.
You never know. I mean, look for it. It might be at Edinburgh or Newcastle or something like that.
I mean, Matilda's in London now, and then I think it goes up to Edinburgh after that. So I think we're going to try and catch it in Edinburgh, because it's Tim Minchin.
Yeah.
He's not in it, but it's his music and lyrics. So.
Is the Book of Mormon come to the UK?
I don't know, because apparently it's been on Broadway for fucking 8 years or something. Yeah, but yeah, if you get a chance to go and see it, go and see it. It was absolutely, totally worth your money and worth your time. Just brilliant. So yeah.
Job's a good one.
So would you like to move on to the next section?
Tell you what, I will talk about one quick thing, two quick things.
Do it.
Quick things.
Do it.
Now, the first one is I was listening to a new podcast.
Why?
Well, it's a spin-off of two buddies of ours.
Right.
It is Weird Science Pop Culture Podcast.
Yay!
It's actually really good.
Is it?
I said actually really good.
Now who's being a patronising prick?
It's not like the other shit that they do.
Nobody's got enough time in the day to listen to that.
Well, yeah, see, I like to hear those two guys having a crack and stuff.
Yeah.
But 10 hours is a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is Jim and Eric.
Yeah.
Just talking shit for like an hour and a half.
I have listened to them all. I have listened to them, and it is great.
Episode 3 just came out, or episode 1, because they rebranded. Pretentious. But yeah, they just talk shit.
Yeah.
Good.
Anything really, like top fives, just talk about anything, bollocks. I love those guys. I fully endorse Weird Science DC Comics and the new one, rebranding though, fuck's sake.
I know.
Who do they think they are? Who did they think they are? That'll all be Eric, that though.
Reboot.
Yeah, reboot. Psh, nobody likes reboots. No. So what else have you been listening to?
No, that's all.
Or reading? Or...
I have been reading Injustice.
Alright.
Gods Among Us.
On Jim's and Eric's say so?
Well, I'd already
You
bought
asked them about it?
I asked them about it because I bought it.
Oh, so that question had no meaning whatsoever?
No, I bought it and I said, I've bought this, is it good?
Right, okay.
So if they'd said no, it's shite, it wouldn't have made any difference.
Right, you still read
I
it?
still would have read it.
Okay.
But I'm about halfway through it, and you know what? It's not what I was expecting. It's kind of like Civil War.
Oh.
Only DC.
Which makes it better.
Well, there's no Spider-Man, obviously.
Which makes it even better.
Fuck yourself. No, it's... I'll give you a line of it after I've finished it. I'll probably finish it next week. I'm really enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what I was expecting. I think it's going to lead up to where the game starts.
I think that's generally what they do.
I thought it was like the actual story mode
of the game. Aye.
That's what I thought it was going to be, but it's not. But yeah, that's fine.
From what I know, from what I've heard on Weird Science DC, is like the Injustice that they're doing now leads up to the second game.
Right.
So I'm assuming that's the crack.
But I'm okay with that. But they've got, as I say, it's kind of like Civil War because I thought it was going to be Superman versus everyone, but it isn't because like Wonder Woman's completely on Superman's side.
Cool.
And well, Batman is kind of the only one who's saying what the fuck, which cool. It's Batman. But the story starts as it's the Joker kidnaps Lois Lane. Fairly standard. Lois Lane gets kidnapped, and then obviously Superman.
She is the Kimball of DCU.
She is absolutely. Superman, goes searching for her and all that. He's got all the. I was going to say all the weird science guys. That's not right. All the Justice League are helping look for her and everything, and. So he finds her, but it's the Joker's got some kind of kryptonite-y sort of like gas type thing that fucks Superman's head up, and so spoilers, he's all to fuck, and he sees Doomsday, right? So he starts fighting with Doomsday. And so he flies Doomsday up into space.
Standard.
But then the gas wears off, and it's not Doomsday, it's Lois Lane. I know. Superman's killed Lois Lane because the Joker fucked with his head.
What a bastard.
And that's where it all kicks off.
What a bastard.
So basically, Superman says he's not a happy bunny at all, Kev.
He's not.
No. He's most put out. He's a bit vexed, and so he says he's vexed, and then he does a press conference.
As you
do, yeah. And he kind of says, right, you know what? Fuck everybody. I'm done with all of your all of the humans' bullshit. Anywhere, there's no more wars. anyone who fucking fires a shot against anyone else has got to answer to me.
Oh shit.
And so Wonder Woman is all about that. She's like, yeah, you've got a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Which, you know, again, same as Civil War, you can kind of see both points. Iron Man's right, but you can kind of see both points. I'm talking about the graphic novel here, not the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to be clear. Because in the movie, fuck Captain America.
And the movie has nothing to do with Civil War.
Other than the name.
Yep.
Yeah. But still. And then, but the only bit, right, that I'm rambling on here or no, but there's a bit where they have Japanese whalers.
Cool.
Who are killing whales.
Obviously.
Yeah, makes sense.
Whalers.
Yeah. And Aquaman kicks off and starts fucking killing them and everything like that. Fair enough. They're whalers. Kill them.
Yeah.
You know? And so Wonder Woman intervenes and she goes, no, you mustn't do that.
What, kill the whales?
Kill the whale. No, she says to Aquaman, no, you can't kill them.
What, the whalers?
Yeah. So,
but they were whaling on the whales?
They start, like the Justice League who are on Superman's side, start saving the fucking whalers. And I was like, no, kill the fucking whalers!
Yeah, Greenpeace isn't going to be happy with that shit.
Bastards. So that annoyed me.
Have you seen who's playing Aquaman's dad?
No.
Tamara Morrison.
Who was it?
Django Fett.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Crack on.
Okay. That's about it. That's as far as I've gotten. Yeah. It's good. I'm enjoying it. It's not what I was expecting. I am enjoying it. I will give it to you, although you don't need to read it now because I've fucking given you the plot. But
exactly. Watch out for those whalers.
It's Superman's story. It's good.
Cool. Superman's story. It's good.
That's
a standard 365 review.
That's our go-to review.
It's her story and it's good. It's his story and it's good. Okay then. So are we going to move on to the next thing?
We'll do our top 5, will we?
Do you want? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the Royal Rumble and the forfeit.
I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Blake from the History of Bad Ideas. And we'll get back to your regularly scheduled program here in just a second, geek listeners. But we do a weekly podcast called The History of Bad Ideas.
Yeah, well, we'll discuss things like television or movies or music or games or any other thing that falls into our geek-related podcast knowledge.
You can find us on Geek Life Radio, Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. Or Radio-Blitz, Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central. Or you can listen to us whenever the hell you want on iTunes and Stitcher. Check us out. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
And there we go. That was a cheeky little promo from one of our buddies. Don't know which one. I'll put it in later.
Yep, fine.
But yeah, so Royal Rumble happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
so we had a bit of a... You challenged me for my title.
I did, yes.
I was good enough to give you a title shot.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Well, you fucked up, didn't you?
Which apparently I lost.
Well, you did lose it.
Still haven't checked, but apparently I lost.
You should have it written down.
It'll be in the cave, which is padlocked right now.
So it was 4-2 to me.
It was 4-2 to you, but on the grand scheme of things, what did you think of the Rumble? Like the whole thing.
The thing.
I didn't watch the pre-event, so fuck that. But
there was nothing really in the pre-event. Cesaro lost the title to the club.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks got destroyed by Nia Jax.
You weren't having that.
You got that one right.
You weren't having that, but I said that.
You got that one right. Mm-hmm. So as a whole, I enjoyed it. The Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns was good.
It was a good fight, but the shark cage was nonsense.
That was fucking bollocks.
It was nonsense.
That was bollocks. That was just there to sell their new fucking playset. That's all that is, because they've had the playset since fucking the last NXT takeover when they had they had the Authors of Pain manager in the shark cage. Yeah. They had a playset which they launched then, and that's why. So that was bollocks. But the match itself was fine. Roman Reigns got a blow to the head from fucking knuckle dusters and kicked out. Fuck you, that's bullshit.
Yep.
So fuck that. But the John Cena versus AJ Styles match was amazing. It was
phenomenal. That was a really good matchup. I couldn't actually believe how much I enjoyed that matchup.
The Royal Rumble itself was
tear gas.
Meh.
It was tear gas.
Yeah. I'm okay with who won. kind of. It depends what they do with it. I'm really hoping for Orton versus Wyatt for the title.
Yeah, that's got to happen.
It's got to happen.
It has to happen.
And so that could be a good match at WrestleMania. Happy days. They've got the Elimination Chamber main event this Sunday.
Yeah.
So hopefully Bray Wyatt will win that.
Yeah,
I'll be okay with that.
That was my prediction to you. I sent that to you, saying that like surely Bray wins the title, and then that's WrestleMania sorted.
That would be good. I'd be okay with that. Taker. Oh, just retire, please. Just retire.
He looks fucked.
He did not look good in that match.
He just looks terrible. And he came out full of piss and vinegar.
Yeah.
So he did look like he was gonna do something.
I liked how they didn't have him spending fucking 3.5 days walking down the big 2-mile bloody thing.
That ramp was ridiculous,
wasn't it?
That was crazy.
I mean, they had some good spots in the thing.
Yeah.
You know, I liked what Jericho was doing, where he just kind of just kept on going outside the ring. I
Jericho's
wanted Jericho to win it.
Cool. I kind of thought for a minute, you know, when they kept going on about how long he was staying in and how he was getting to, like, he was the second guy in the ring. I was kind of thinking Jericho could win this.
Yeah.
And they're building it so that Jericho wins, which I thought would have been interesting because then he could have, like, well, I suppose he'd be going for Thingy's title, wouldn't he? He wouldn't be going for Kevin Owens. He'd be going for the WWE title. He wouldn't be going for the Universal title, would he?
No, he would have. Well,
how does that
you
work?
can-
Because
you
I
can-
thought if you won it, you main evented Royal Rumble against the champ, which is
Yeah, but
the
it can
WWE
be
champ.
There's 2 champs.
So you take them both on.
There's a champ on each show, so you can choose what champ you want to go for.
But how do you cross shows? I didn't think they were doing that.
You don't cross shows. He could say, I'm going to go for AJ Styles Championship, in which case, well, I guess he would move to SmackDown.
So you do cross shows.
He would move to SmackDown.
Yeah, crossing the shows.
So he would cross shows to
Yes,
SmackDown.
thank you.
But he wouldn't go back
Thank
and
you.
forward. He would cross shows.
Yeah.
He would move shows.
One thing.
Anyway,
one spot.
Yeah.
Because like you say, I thought the Rumble was tear gas. One spot I did love, because it was full of nice little spots, is Strowman. I'm almost fully on board with Strowman. I loved the way that he came down to the ring and just started throwing people out.
yeah.
I love the fact that he's interrupting people's matches all the time. I kind of just, if they keep going with this story of just him being backstage, just doing whatever the fuck he wants, I'm all on board.
There was a good moment on Raw
Right.
where he got, I think it was Roman Reigns. Go with Roman Reigns. He picked someone up and did the body slam, the power slam thing.
Yeah.
Through the barricade.
Oh, nice.
That was good.
Nice. I want to
remember
say
who
that
it
was
was.
Reigns as well.
I think it was
I think
Reigns.
that was Reigns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And it's Reigns versus him at the fast lane.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
That's not a bad match.
I'm alright with that.
It's not a bad matchup. I like that.
Reigns, the rumoured Reigns versus Taker at Mania, I am not okay with.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that is terrible.
Taker's
but then
fucked, man.
Taker's fucked. Who do you actually? You need someone who can. You need someone like a Dolph Ziggler or someone who
Yeah.
can sell like fuck and make Undertaker look amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know who it's going to be. Just have him retire at WrestleMania. Don't put him through this anymore. I know he's doing it to himself, but
Yeah.
just have him fucking retire, please. Roman Reigns coming out at 30. Fuck that shit.
That was pointless.
That's bollocks. There was no surprises this year.
That's what I said to you. Where were all the surprises?
Yeah.
Where were the old guard coming down to the ring? Where was like Shawn Michaels or fucking?
I was hoping because
Anybody.
Shawn Michaels was doing the talk thing
Yeah.
with Rennie Young and all that, and then he disappeared before the Royal Rumble actually started. He actually disappeared from it, and somebody else came in and
So
filled in
do
for
you-
him, and I thought he's away warming up.
Do you think maybe he was meant to come down, and that's why Reigns came out at 30? Do you think?
I really
Because that to me, when Reigns came out, that screamed like somebody's not turned up. I don't think Reigns was supposed to come out at
kind
30.
of think it was a bit of a fucking troll to the fans, to be honest with you.
Do you?
I do.
Which they do like
I
doing,
I think it was an intentional thing to put him in there.
bastards.
I really do. Where was Finn? Finn Balor is apparently close to coming back. They could have had him in there doing a few different moves, and then he comes back to Raw. Samoa Joe debuted the next again night, which was fine.
Where was he at Rumble, though? He should have been at Rumble.
He should have been at Rumble. I would have liked that. Where was Kurt Angle?
Fucking Ty Dillinger came out.
I know.
Why bring Ty Dillinger out?
Where was Tyler Bate?
Yeah, Tyler Bate, that would have been great.
Who's on NXT now, by the way.
Is he on NXT?
Yeah.
Excellent.
And yeah, he's good. He's fucking great. But give him a spot. He's the UK champion. Give him a spot in the fucking Rumble.
So where's he going to be defending the UK title? What's happening with that?
Isn't he going to be defending the UK title at ICW?
Well, they said that, but I don't know.
Well, I kind of got the impression that the whole idea was WWE was going to be launching an ICW type promotion in the the UK.
Supposedly, it's on the cards.
So the UK title wouldn't be showing up on Raw or anything like that, or not very often.
Do you know who holds the ICW title now?
Is it Trent Seven?
It's Trent Seven.
Ugh, pish.
He won it at the Square Go.
Pish. Yeah. Pish. Not the Thunder Bastard.
Not the Thunder Bastard.
Well,
the Square Go.
that doesn't mean anything if he doesn't win it at Thunder Bastard.
It wasn't a Ricochet match either. So anyway.
Yeah, so
all that happened. So I lost. And you set me a challenge. Well, not a challenge. You told me that I had to watch a movie. Typically, you would choose a bad movie here.
Well, the loser of the... I was going to have to watch it as well if I lost my title.
Yep. The movie was a Kevin James movie, a Netflix Kevin James movie, True Memoirs of an International Assassin. Mm-hmm. And this might have backfired on you.
Really?
Really. Because this wasn't the absolute shit show that I thought it was going to be. I went into it thinking...
Should have gone with the do-over, shouldn't I?
I think you should have. I think you should have. But I was kind of like sitting there thinking, this is going to be a train wreck. I really don't want to watch this. So I made Lindsay watch it with me. Because Lindsay's okay with Kevin James movies. Me, not so much, but Lindsay is. So, I thought I'll watch it with her. And I was actually pleasantly surprised by this movie. So, the movie itself, Kevin James plays a struggling writer.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all an assassin, as you're led to believe.
Okay.
So he's a struggling writer. He's trying to get himself published, and he has this CIA analyst friend who is telling him stories about CIA missions and operations, and that's what he's basing his book on. So he's writing these stories into his book. But they do this really good thing. There's a fucking movie in this. There's a movie here. It's not a good movie. It's not a great movie. Given to a better director, a better writer, and a better actor, it would be potentially a cracking movie. But it's on Netflix, it's Kevin James, and it's directed by somebody I've never heard of. So it is what it is. But they do this thing where, at the start of the movie, you've got a big action sequence that Kevin James comes in, and I'll tell you something, for a fat man that he is, he's doing some pretty badass stunts in this film. His fighting ability's not too bad. It's probably a stuntman all the way, but he's throwing people over his shoulder, and I'm sitting there thinking, fuck me, that looked like Kevin James did that. Nice. Mm-hmm. And he kind of turns this corner after taking out all these bad guys, and this guy's got an RPG aimed at him, and he goes, oh, fuck. And then, the guy shoots the RPG, and it blows him up. And you're like, all right. And then it sort of does this thing where it rewinds, and then it cuts to him sat at his desk, and he's writing the story, and he's like, no, that's too much. So he's kind of right, what could he use instead of an RPG? And he comes out with this tactical knife, and then it goes back into the movie. But while he's trying to think what he's going to change the RPG for, it goes into the story that he's writing, and the Kevin James character is kind of sat there just waiting for him to come up with something, and the baddie stood there I know, right? And the two of them just kind of talking. A cliche campy crap. But for me, I was sat there going, that's slightly original. So anyway, he gets the book published online because nobody publishes books, physical copies anymore. But when it gets published, they publish it as a non-fiction book. So it becomes the True Memoirs instead of just a story, which then preempts him to fall out with his CIA analyst friend, because he's like, I told you that story about the ghost in confidence. You weren't supposed to use the name. You weren't supposed to use some of those stories. He's like, I changed all the details, but then they changed them back and all this bollocks. He then gets kidnapped and taken to Venezuela, of all places, where he meets El Toro, who is a rebel soldier who wants to overthrow the president. Played by the way, slumming it in this movie, Andy Garcia.
Get out.
Andy fucking Garcia. Amazing in the role he was doing. In what he was given, he's amazing, and he wasn't given much. But it's Andy Garcia, so he could turn like a fucking...
Well, I mean, if he's sharing a screen with Kevin James, he's going to look like Daniel Day-Lewis, isn't he?
He does look like Daniel Day-Lewis a lot in this movie. So he like kind of kidnaps Kevin James, and he says, "You're an assassin. You're the ghost." Kevin James is like, "I'm not the ghost. Honestly, I'm not the ghost. Fucking, I shouldn't be here. I'm not the ghost." And he's like, "I want you to assassinate the president of Venezuela so that we can overthrow the country and we can take the country back for the people," which is like, a good thing. Then he meets like a DEA agent in Venezuela who's like got a huge chip on her shoulder, but she's a badass. She's so fucking badass. And sexy as shit, so it just works. And she takes him to meet this guy called Masevich, who is a drug kingpin in Venezuela, played by a Welsh actor from Taken 3, was about the only movie I could remember him from. He was in Taken 3, he was the bad guy. So he says, "You're the ghost, I want you to assassinate El Toro." The Andy Garcia.
Yep.
So you're going to assassinate him for me, and he's like, "But he wants me to assassinate the president." He says, "No, you're going to assassinate him. You're not assassinating the president. So forget about that. You're the ghost." He's like, "I'm not the ghost." It's very, very cliche, by the numbers kind of thing. And then he ends up. The CIA are involved. So the CIA are watching Kevin James. One of them's all impressed with him, and two comedy actors like Rob Riggle was one of them. He played the gym teacher in Jump Street 1.
Nah.
He ends up being the drug kingpin in Jump Street 1.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's one of the CIA agents, and they're kind of like watching Kevin James, and they're like, "He's a fucking fraud. Like he's not the ghost. This will never work." So they start placing bets on when he dies. So they're like, $20, he doesn't make it till the morning, kind of thing, and he's like, double or nothing, he gets killed now or something like that. And so they decide to go in. So he's met the two biggest people so far in Venezuela. So let's help him meet the president. So they help him to meet the president. So they get him in to meet the president, and the president's general, second in command, wants him to kill Masevich. So now he has to kill all three of the guys. He's not the ghost, and he doesn't want to do any of it. And it's a Kevin James movie, and fuck me, it kind of goes downhill from there.
Does he do the Kevin James dance thing?
No. Right. Let me just put this right out there. Like, the reason I was getting away with this movie is because he's not playing Doug Heffernan. He's not playing Kevin James. He's doing what some people might call acting. And he's not doing a bad job of it. Which I was kind of like, am I on board with this Kevin James movie a little bit? Add to that, you've got fucking Andy Garcia. You've got the guy that plays Masevich, who I do actually like. You've got Tig from Sons of Anarchy, Kim Coates. He plays the president really fucking well. So, I mean, I like him as an actor. He's a great actor. And you've kind of got the DEA agent woman who's in loads of other stuff. She's sexy as hell, so, like, covered. Standard. You've got, like, it has no Happy Madison, Adam Sandler sort of Rob Schneider tropes. There's none of that. None of those guys are in this movie. Not even a cameo. Not even like a "you can do it" cameo. None of that. It's just Kevin James and a group of people who are actually good actors. So I kind of got away with it.
Yeah.
Like I say, though,
should have given you an Adam Sandler movie.
You should have given me an but like I say, in the hands of a better director, a better writer, and a better actor, this movie, it's got Max Landis type fucking like quota. It could be up there with sort of like the Sam Rockwell movie Mr. Right, which I loved. It's got that kind of thing going for it. It's just a pretty bad writer. It's got Netflix written all over it. Netflix has put money into it because there's some big fucking explosions. There's some really nifty special effects going on. But yeah, you should have given me a shit movie. This wasn't a shit movie. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Not as bad as I kind of hoped it was going to be.
Yeah, me neither.
Because this could have been a good rant.
See, that's what I was hoping for.
But no, it's a surprisingly good Kevin James movie. Surprisingly.
Who knew?
But like I say, that's mostly because it doesn't have any of the Adam Sandler crew bullshit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've not watched an Adam Sandler movie. Well, I say that I watched Pixels last year.
Well, it has none of them.
Yeah.
Like, they're all in that movie. None of them are in this movie. It's just Kevin James and some people who can act.
Yeah. Like, but Adam Sandler movies, he gets his buddies in.
Yeah.
And they're probably on set having a good laugh together.
They're hooting and hollering.
And like, oh, bro, you remember the time when? Ah! And the crew are in the background going, what a bunch of cunts.
This movie, I'm not going to suggest you watch it.
I'm not going to do that.
And I wouldn't suggest anybody watch it. I'm just saying there's worse movies out there. This one's... And considering I watch a lot of independent movies, and a lot of the time I'm surprised by what's coming out right now. I mean, we champion it on Indie Talk.
Of course we do.
We are finding the odd nugget that is just an amazing movie. This isn't the worst movie I've ever watched. It's not the best movie I've ever watched.
That's a review for you.
But Kevin James, like I say, at certain points of this fucking movie, I'm sitting there going, is Kevin James an actor? Like, is he? Is he doing something here? Am I surprised by what's going on here?
Like he'd been watching extras, and he saw the Ian McKellen scene where he goes, I'm not really a wizard, don't you?
Possibly.
So when I'm acting, I'm like, wizard, Ian McKellen.
But Kevin James is like, when I'm acting, Kevin James. And then in this movie, he's like, wizard. Like, he does quite well. Some pretty nifty scenes. Andy Garcia, as I say, just like every time he's on screen, you're just like, fuck me, Andy Garcia's in this movie. And Andy Garcia's a great actor. Like, I've always been a fan of him.
Yeah, of course he is. Aye.
So, it's got a nice little twist towards the end that me and Lindsay basically called right from the beginning, so it's not really a twist. It's a by-the-numbers sort of international spy movie, assassin movie. Yeah.
Well, okay.
And you see him get stabbed in the chest like 3 or 4 times.
That's okay then.
That is a bonus. He does die in the movie about 4 times.
Nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
Seeing that.
He gets blowed up. He shoots a gun and the bullet ricochets into his head, which is so funny when it happens. He jumps from a helicopter and dies. Like, about 3 or 4 times, and it's great.
You just send the clips of those clips to
I'll send them to Brigger, because that might be his type of Kevin James movie. But yeah, honestly, I'm not saying go out and watch it. It's on Netflix. If you want to waste your day, watch it. But it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Damn it.
Yeah, so next time, do-over maybe?
Do-over for the next title defence, I think.
Yeah,
yep.
I would say
whenever that's going to be.
So, would you like to move on to our top 5?
Let's do our top 5.
So, cheeky quick promo.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum!
Astro Radio Z is a horror, cult, exploitation film podcast hosted by me, Derek Carey. I was one of those monster kids growing up. The one that used to sit in the back end of that video store and scour over every single last film cover you saw back there. From the slashers, to the monsters, to the sleazy stuff. Yeah, I was freaking obsessed. And I still am. So much so, I became a filmmaker myself. Now I bring on all my filmmaker friends, critics, musicians, and any other fans of the dark arts, which are horror, exploitation, and cult film. Are you one of these people? Then tune in and listen to my show, Astro Radio Z.
It's top 5 time.
It is.
What's top 5 this time?
This is Top 5 Movie Deaths.
Ooh.
I know, that's quite a good one.
Big screen movie deaths.
Yeah. You came up with this one.
It is quite a good one.
Well done. Well done, you.
Don't try and patronise me. It only works when I do it to you.
I'll see.
So this is a good one, but don't give me too much praise, because literally I wasn't keen on your suggestion.
Actually, was it on my list that I sent you?
No. It wasn't on your list.
Are you sure?
I just thought it was like a super easy one, because people die in movies all the time.
Are you sure it wasn't on my list?
It wasn't on your list, no. And I was all like, yeah, movie deaths. I can come up with 5 of them. Whereas yours were like proper like thinky.
Oh, right, okay.
Like when you messaged me, I was like, oh, that'll take me like 2 or 3 days. The one I came up with, 2 or 3 minutes.
I see.
So yeah, top 5 movie deaths.
So then you just told me you've started to struggle.
I started to struggle because I've got too many.
So, okay.
So I did place a caveat or a proviso on this one. I wanted at least one of your top 5 to be sort of one that invoked an emotional response, sort of sadness, upset you.
That's okay.
And no, the shark from Jaws doesn't count.
Oh, man. No, my top 2 upset me.
Or from Jaws. Your
No.
top 2 upset you?
No, my number 1 and my number 2 upset me.
Nice one. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yep.
That was the only kind of stipulation I had on it because, yeah, I like sad deaths. I like happy deaths as well, but we don't get many of them.
No, we don't.
So, would you like to get started with your number 5?
Yeah, so my number 5 is from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yay!
And it is the Nazis at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
The melty faces
The
and
melty
stuff.
faces and stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
a pretty good death.
That is a badass
Can we just
death.
actually say before we go any further, we're, like, I don't know about you, but I'm not putting Hans Gruber in my list.
It was never going to be a
Because it's too obvious. We don't do that shit.
It's a good death, but I still think it's too early.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's too soon. Too soon.
Yeah, hashtag too soon. Yeah.
Fuck off. So yeah, the Nazis in Raiders of the Lost Ark, cracking movie, and you know, I think it wouldn't have been the same movie if you didn't have that kind of over the top gory shit.
It is fully deserved as well.
And we all like melting Nazis, so
Well, we do. I mean, yeah, they kind of deserve it a little bit.
I was torn between that and it's also a Nazi, but at the end of The Last Crusade.
I thought you were going to say Roger Rabbit.
No,
But
Ooh, I never thought of that.
Was he a Nazi?
No.
I'm melting.
No, he wasn't a Nazi, he was a
Weirdo.
Roman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. I was torn between Raiders Nazis and Last Crusade Nazi, who, you know, you've chosen poorly.
Yeah.
That one. But it's kind of the same.
Nazis is Nazis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they both equally as melty. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah. So, my number 5 is one that shocked me when I was a teenager when I watched this. It was my first ever sort of horror-y movie, but it's not really horror-y because it's Wes Craven. It was Drew Barrymore in Scream.
yeah, okay.
It did actually take me by surprise because everything I had seen Drew Barrymore in, she was a main character. She was, she's a big A-list star at that point in time. Not so much anymore, but she was at the time. And all of a sudden, her innards were on her outers.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's
hanging from a tree, and it shocked the crap out of me.
That is a good one.
So-
That's a good pick. I didn't even think of that. Because, well, it got the movie off to a good start.
Oh, yeah, it was like, Jesus.
But it was Wes Craven sort of Hitchcocking it, wasn't it?
Oh,
Because
big
you had and Psycho, you had, was it Janet Leigh?
Yes.
Janet Leigh.
Aye.
The main character being killed off half an hour into the movie.
You
But,
never once, when you first sat down to watch Scream, or any time you sit down to watch Scream, I still, when I watch it now, don't think she's going to die, and she does. Every fucking time. I suppose I'm not watching a director's cut here. But yeah, like, it never occurred to me that Drew Barrymore was going to die in that film. And she does in the first 5 minutes, spoilers. And then they try to trade her out for Jada Pinkett in Scream 2.
Oh, fuck.
Not exactly the same level of
No.
actress, but, whatever.
And plus, in Scream 2, she was whiny as fuck.
She's whiny as fuck.
So it's like, well, if Ghostface doesn't get you, I'm going to kill you. Fuck off.
But I do like when she shouts at the screen, "Run!" That is like, "Run, bitch! Don't go up the stairs! Don't do that! Don't do that! Don't do that!" Because
Yeah.
yeah,
You're just trying not to say black people.
yeah. Thanks.
That's all right.
So yeah, my number 5 was Drew Barrymore in Scream for shock value.
Okay, cool. That's a good pick.
Thank you.
I'm impressed with that.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
It goes downhill from here.
Oh, well, that's fine then. So my number 4 is one of the very many screen deaths of this actor. It is Sean Bean. This...
Could you not have just hobied this?
I would have been here all night.
Every Sean Bean movie ever made.
Like one of Blake's lists. So this on-screen death of Sean Bean is from The Fellowship of the Ring.
Obviously.
Where Boromir, well, of course, because he's not in any other Lord of the Rings films, unless you watch the special editions, but bygones.
Who wants to do that?
Me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So Boromir is Well, he gets sort of taken over by the ring, and he tries to take Frodo's ring.
He's a douchebag.
Yeah, but then you see, that's the thing. If you watch the extended versions, you kind of get more of an inkling as to why he wants to take the ring from Frodo and take it back to Gondor. It's to help his dad and stuff and things.
Yeah.
But so anyway. So Fellowship of the Ring, he saves Merry and Pippin from the orc fellas, and starts taking on the whole fucking army by himself, and gets right proper shot by arrows.
Gets fully
and
deaded.
It's a good death.
He gets fully Game of Thrones.
He does. He does.
It is a good death. I'll give you that one. Probably one of Sean Bean's best deaths, to be fair. Yeah. Because he takes a few arrows, but he takes a bit of getting down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll give you that.
And he gets he's about to get shot in the face by like the main
baddie
orc. Is it Urukai?
Urukai. Nice. I like that.
Aye.
Not just a hat rack, eh?
Just a head on a pillow.
Okay.
So Boromir.
Boromir, I'll let you have that one. That is a very, very good one. My number 4 is a badass death, but it's also pretty much a badass kill. So, and it falls into, because I try to put these in categories. So it falls into for this whole scene of this movie, I couldn't fucking breathe. It's tense as balls. It gets the blood pumping. I went for the kitchen scene death in Raid 2 at the end. Okay. All right. When he kills the baddie with the two claw things. Yeah. I love that, but I hobied it with another death in Raid 2, which is the guy that plays Mad Dog in the first movie.
Mm-hmm. When he's like a homeless in Raid 2.
When he's in the nightclub and he comes running out. Great death. But that kitchen scene's fucking awesome. And that death is... it's rewarding in a way, because you really just want him to stab ever-loving crap out of him, and then he does, and it's just like slice. But I picked that one because it's just tense. Like that whole scene made me feel more tense than I can think of any other movie that ever has. Like there's a lot of tense movies out there, but that one little scene, I could barely breathe when they were fighting, and I just went for that one.
They're good movies.
They are great movies. I mean, you could have pretty much chosen any death. I mean, when he kicks the guy over the balcony and he breaks his back on the one below is fucking phenomenal.
You know, the one I like from the first movie is he kind of does the X-Pac thing. It's like a broken door.
Oh, man.
It's good. It's good.
That was in the trailer, and that's what sold me on the Raid. I saw that, and you know when he grabs the guy by the side of the head and he smashes him off the wall 3 times as he's fallen? I saw that, and I saw the door, and I was like, I'm watching that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but they're good movies if you're in a bit of a fettle where you need to see some violent shit.
Yeah, like when two arseholes are sitting behind you in the cinema talking about the movie. Yeah,
when you kind of just want to do a Stone Cold Stunner.
Aye, but yeah, the kitchen scene in the Raid, I love that death purely because it goes on forever. And at one point, I wasn't convinced that our hero was coming out of it,
and that's a sign of a good movie.
It is. So yeah. Your number 3.
My number 3 is from Jaws. It's not the shark. I was actually torn between 2 here, okay? The one I went with is Quint.
Right.
It's Robert Shaw, who gets eaten by the shark at the end.
Right.
The shark, he's stood on the boat, the boat is starting to sink, and the shark sort of kind of jumps onto the boat.
Right, yeah.
As sharks do.
Aye.
And
as sharks do.
Quint is in the shark's mouth, and the shark is like biting him, and
nice,
and there's blood coming out his mouth, and it's a good death.
And there's a shark in the water. I told him not to go in the water.
He says to the shark, "What are you after doing?" The other one I was going to go with, but I didn't, was the little boy
on the banana boat.
No, that's Jaws 2. No, the little boy.
It's been a long time since I watched it.
The little boy's on like the inflatable dinghy thing.
Yeah.
And the shark is like, it's one of the first deaths in the movie, but it's like a no-name little kid. Yeah, so I didn't really, but it is a good death because you see those of blood spurting up in the air and shit. It is a good death.
Yeah,
and it kind of leads into the rest of the movie. So I was going to go with that one, but no, Quint.
Yeah, you got to go main character, really.
And I had to have a Jaws death in my favourite movie ever, so you got to have a
I
Jaws.
suppose you got to do that at some point, don't you? I'm on 3, am I? Mm-hmm. My number 3 is, it's not my sad one, but it does make me feel a little bit sad, but also makes me fist pump the air.
Okay.
My number 3 is Leon, when Gary Oldman pulls the grenade out of his... you've seen Leon, haven't you?
I've seen it. I've seen it a couple of times.
The end of the movie when Leon's absolutely fucked and he goes down into the parking lot to get out of the building and Gary Oldman's following behind him and it's all like quiet and sinister and fucking like, oh shit. And then Gary Oldman shoots him in the back and then Leon's lying there and Gary Oldman opens his coat and he's got all the grenades wrapped around his stomach and he goes, a present from Matilda. I can't do the accent. But he's like, a present from Matilda. And Gary Oldman just kind of looks at the pins like, oh, fuck. Love that scene. I love Leon as it is. It's a fucking phenomenal movie. But that scene's just fucking great. Because you get, like, a great Gary Oldman death, realising, oh, shit. Mm-hmm. And you get a great, like, payoff for Leon. Like, he's just fucking destroyed Gary Oldman. Like, it's a great death. A rewarding death. Nice and fist-pumpy. So,
fair enough. Can't be that.
Leon's great.
It's good. I've not watched that enough.
I could have probably chosen a couple from Leon because there is some good ones, like when the mum's in the bath and the guy's just coming. But no, that was my death for that movie. And you kind of beat a bit of John Reno.
Okay, fair enough.
So that was my number 3.
Yeah. So my number 2 is the first of my upsetting ones.
Oh.
This is from Harry Potter.
Oh, fuck's sake!
And it is Severus Snape. Fuck off, it's Alan Rickman, and Alan Rickman gets killed by a snake, which is upsetting enough. I don't like snakes.
Okay.
And, and then he starts all crying and shit. And
is your number 1 Albus Dumbledore?
No, it's not.
Okay.
That's my only Harry Potter related death.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Alan Rickman?
I know it's Alan Rickman, and I suppose if you're not going to have Hans Gruber, you've got to have something else in there.
Exactly. I was, as an honourable mention, I did have Sheriff of Nottingham.
Yeah.
But Severus Snape.
That
was a good death, and it was an upsetting death as well.
It was a good death.
Because, Snake.
I wouldn't say it was upsetting, but it was a good death.
Well, it was upsetting for me.
So, my number 2 is my upsetting one. And I've hobbied the fuck out of this. But technically I haven't, because one of them technically isn't a death. So I'll start with that one, because you're going to call bullshit on it.
Right, okay.
Do you remember the Paul Haggis movie Crash?
With James Spader?
No, that was the porn kind of Cronenberg movie.
Wasn't that called Crash?
That was called Crash, but it was the porn one when they crash the cars and then bomb each other and stuff.
Yeah.
Crash is the one with Brendan Fraser, Thandie Newton...
Sandra Bullock.
Everybody's in it.
Yeah.
And it won those at Oscars. Well, there's a scene in the movie with Michael Pena. You know I'm a big fan of Michael Pena. He always gets us going. The guy from Ant-Man. You know Michael Pena. And he's talking to his kid. He goes home. He's like a locksmith, and obviously because he's like Spanish, everybody treats him. Sandra Bullock treats him like shit, basically, because it's just like, change that fucking lock because I don't trust him. And he is the locksmith, and she's like, So he goes home, and his daughter is asleep under the bed. She doesn't like sleeping on top of the bed because there's like bullets getting flying about in the neighborhood and all that, and she's scared as shit. So she's like sleeping under the bed, and he goes in and he gives her his magic cape. He wears like a magic cape in the movie, and he gives it to her. It's not a cape; it's invisible, All
right.
And he gives it to her, and he says, "Nothing will ever happen to you when you're wearing this cape. It's it's a dad thing. Like, don't worry, bullets can't hurt you because you're now wearing my cape." At the end of the movie Crash, there's a bit when he's going into the house, and there's a guy at the start of the movie who gets broken into. And he's not happy with the locksmith. So he comes up behind him and he goes to shoot him. But as he goes to shoot him, his daughter's in the window and she's screaming he hasn't got the cape because she's wearing it.
Okay.
So she runs out to give him it. He's shot, and then like you think he's died. But the thing is that at the start of the movie, when the guy's buying the bullets, he doesn't know the bullets he's buying. So it turns out that he was buying blanks. So he doesn't actually die, but when he gets shot, fuck me, the first time I ever watched that movie, and I've only watched it like 2 or 3 times, but the first time I ever watched it, that crippled me. You know what I'm like when little kids see stuff like that, and then the kid's like running out, and he's like, he hasn't got the cape! And instantly, before you even saw that he wasn't actually dead, I was fucking greeting like a bastard. I was greeting like a bastard. So you might call it bullshit because he doesn't actually die, because the guy shoots him with a blank. It's not a real bullet, so he doesn't actually die, but it's one that affected me, and to this day still affects me. The other one...
Even though he's not dead.
Even though he's not dead. Mm-hmm. The other one is from the movie Hardball, a Keanu Reeves movie. Have you seen this one?
I've heard of it.
Where he's like a drunk and he's a washed out prick and he's an asshole, and he gets put in charge of a young black poverty neighborhood baseball team, and he's looking like he can't be arsed with them, but he's getting paid to do it, so he kind of mucks in with them. But you know, as movies like this do go, he kind of falls in love with them, sort of like Emilio Estevez does in the Mighty Ducks kind of thing. There's a kid in that movie called G Money, or is it G Baby? G Baby. There's a kid in the movie called G Baby, and he's like the young kid who can't be on the team yet, but he's like got a bit of a mouth on him. So Keanu Reeves is like, well, you can be the manager. There's a scene in that film when he gets shot before the championship game and he gets fucking gunned down. And again, it cripples me. Love the movie. I watch it all the time when, like, if it's on Sky or anything like that. I had the DVD. I don't have the DVD anymore. But whenever it's on, I'll watch it. And that fucking scene kills me. So yeah, Hardball, G Baby.
Okay.
And the other one, he wasn't actually dead, but it's one that when I thought he was, I was in fucking tears. Like, I didn't even have time to get to the twist that he's not actually dead. I was in fucking tears. Because you know I'm a big bitch.
I know you are.
I cry at Hey Arnold, for fuck's sake. Something you love to remind me about.
Oh yeah, it's got to be done.
So that's my number 2.
Fair enough, that's fine. So, my number 1. You're actually going to call me a bitch for this.
Yep.
Because it's a cartoon.
Nice.
It's not Hey Arnold.
No.
It's a movie from 1986. Was it 1985? Well, one of the two. It's the only Transformers movie.
For fuck's sake.
And it is Optimus Prime. And that still gets me to this day when I watch
You've got
the
a
movie.
hard on for that movie.
It's a great movie.
It's not that great.
It is a great movie.
It's not that great.
It's a fucking awesome movie.
It's a cartoon about robots.
Shut the fuck up.
Michael Bay does it better.
Don't ever fucking say that again. Ever.
Did you see the letter I posted? He wrote a letter to the fans reassuring everyone.
I didn't read it.
Why not?
Because fuck him.
It's nice. It's quite nice.
Fuck
you should
him.
read it.
Fuck him.
Alright, fuck
Nope.
you then. Okay.
Yeah, Optimus Prime
Optimus Prime.
gets killed.
And you're going
dies.
with that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I did actually think about another one a few minutes ago,
Okay.
but I'll wait till you've done your number 1 in case it's that. But Optimus Prime from
won't be, it won't
Transformers the movie.
My number 1 is so fucking left field that you're just not going to get it.
Okay. The one that I thought about a few minutes ago is Denzel Washington
Oh, shit.
in Man on Fire.
No, it's not. Oh, that's such a good one, though. Ah. Did you ever see the director's cut?
Ooh, nah.
With the extra scene?
No.
Where basically, you know how you get him on the bridge, and then as the car's driving away, he leans his head on the window, and you just sort of assume that that's him passed on.
Mm-hmm.
In the director's cut on the DVD, there's a scene where he gets taken to the compound of the guy who kidnapped Dakota Fanning. He gets taken to the compound, and he's sat there, and the guy's like monologuing a little bit, and then Denzel's phone goes. And you know how at the start, when he puts that bomb in the guy's ass, and he says, I'm going to phone you, and then it's going to blow up, his phone starts ringing, and then like a smile creeps across his face, and then it cuts to outside the compound, and the whole place just blows up.
Sweet. I've never seen that.
I prefer the way Tony Scott ended it,
Yeah.
to be fair. But it is pretty cool seeing how it could have ended. But that was like, the other ending was that the whole compound just blows up.
Yeah, less is more.
Yeah, less is more.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm glad he
Yeah,
went with
I
that.
just thought of that just now as I was speaking about Optimus Prime.
That's a fucking good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I'm still going with Optimus Prime though.
Yeah,
'cause it still breaks me.
I thought you would.
Yep.
So do you have any other honourable mentions before I do my number 1?
I had a couple. Well, as I said, Alan Rickman in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good movie death. Obviously, Hans Gruber was a good movie death as well. I mean, you could go on all night.
you could.
So I'm bored speaking now.
I think the main ones I'll pick up on was Sam Jack and Deep Blue Sea.
Aye, that was good.
It's a great death. You've got John Hurt and Alien when the chest burster comes out of him. That's a good one. And I quite like. A lot of people give the first Resident Evil movie shit, but the scene when they're in that room when the lasers start coming on, and Colin Salmon thinks he's got away from it, and then the whole thing just goes. That's class. But my number one. Oh yeah, my number one is from one of my favourite movies of all time. Much like yours, it's an 80s movie. And it's just such a fun death, and it has one of the best one-liners after it. No, it's not an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, because he does usually follow up with a one-liner. My number one is Death by Stereo, The Lost Boys. When they're in the house and all the vampires are coming at them, and then they're coming out with some great deaths, some really innovative deaths. But then Corey Feldman puts the crossbow through the vampire that goes into the radio player, and it's like, those rock music comes on, and then they stand there and go, Death by Stereo! Just Lost Boys, man. Fucking great movie, and I love that death.
It's one that I really haven't watched in a long time.
You need to rewatch it. You need to go back to it. I do, it has no bearing. It's not like that it's a sad death. It's not that it's a happy death. It kind of makes you fist pump the air a little bit, but I just think it's such a cool death. And the thing about Lost Boys is that it's a cool as fuck movie all the way through. It's got some cracking songs in it, and it's one of those movies that I could go back and watch any time of the day. And that death just always sticks out for me because you just get the Corey Feldman line, and the I think it's Edgar and Alan both kind of look at each other and go, Death by Stereo! And it just sticks in my head, and I love it.
Fair enough.
It's more of a funny death than anything else.
I probably do need to go back and watch that, but yeah.
I could have put it anywhere on my list, but Lost Boys is just fucking amazing. So it went straight to number one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Another one I just thought of, Jeremy Irons in Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yeah, okay.
That's a good one. So we had some poop shoots.
We did get poop shoots.
Yeah, we've got quite a lot of poop shoots, actually.
Probably the most poop shoots we've had in a while. I'm going to stop saying poop shoots.
Stop saying poop shoots, yeah. So we'll read out Big Dev's first, because I did laugh at this. So he's got the Waynes in Batman and Uncle Ben in Spider-Man, the Waynes in Batman Begins, Uncle Ben in Amazing Spider-Man, the Waynes in Batman The Dark Knight Returns, and Uncle Ben in Spider-Man 2, the Waynes in Batman Year 1 and Uncle Ben in Spider-Man 3, the Waynes in Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice, and the Parkers in Amazing Spider-Man 2. Honorable mentions, the Waynes in Batman Gotham Knight, the Waynes in has yet to be released Batfleck movie.
What an arsehole.
That's funny. That is funny.
I do love Dev, but I feel that was just trying to antagonise us.
So let's see. So Mark Reavers brought up some shit from Blade Runner,
and
as you said, gay. So I did laugh at that as well. Russ from Damp Night as well said the 5-point Pam exploding heart
from Kill Bill.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I like that
Joe
one.
Keaton, who is a wrong'un, said Paul Walker at the end of that parking lot.
That was just mad. Honestly, man. As soon as I read that, I was like, Fun Dip, what are you doing?
Why is it called Fun Dip? I don't...
It's a stripper name.
Right.
Well, apparently Annie's done with you, so now she's kind of having like a back and forth with Joe.
What?
I know. I know.
Well, shit.
I know.
Damn.
So she's having some fun with Fun Dip.
I'm not happy with that.
But it's a stripper name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they spoke about that in the last episode.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought, what have I missed here?
I do think it's a pretty badass nickname, so
Yeah,
I am going to start calling
it. Chris Aitchison said Neil McCauley's death at the end of Heat.
Yep, give him that.
Okay. Let's see. Craig Fairburn said John Hurt.
Yep, Alien.
And Alien. Twiggy said Optimus Prime, which I obviously agreed with. I don't know what that one is.
Darth Vader has to be up there. Twiggy also saying Darth Vader has to be up there. Titus, Monty Python Meaning of Life, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Scanners. And Jimmy Hotpants from the old Just Roll days says Sergeant Elias in Platoon. I'm assuming that's the Willem Dafoe death. When all the bombs is going off behind him and he's like drops to his knees.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm assuming.
I thought that was
It's been a long time
Ben
since I watched
Stiller.
that. Tropic Thunder did rip it off, but yes. So is that the poop shoots?
That's the pictures.
Awesome. So that is episode 62. This is the 365 Flicks podcast. As always, you can go to iTunes, Stitcher, I was going to say Podomatic there. Not them, they are bastards.
Fuck them.
Libsyn, go to Libsyn, get the Libsyn app. We are on that because we are hosted by those guys. We're on Nerdly, we're on Tangentbound, we're on Wicked Radio, we're on Weeby Geeks, we're on hashtag Pod and Family, we're on Twitter, Facebook, we're like shit in a field. Type in 365 Flicks podcast into your Googles and you will find us.
Yaha.
I could have said Goggins there.
Stop it.
Like mix it up a little bit.
No, don't do that.
Do you have anything else you want to say to the good listeners?
I do not.
No. That's a bit Shan.
It's a bit what now?
Shan?
Shan?
Shan is Berwick for
I know what
shit.
it is. I've lived here for a few years.
A few years. Well, all I'm going to say is I'm going to end this with next Friday, because this will be dropping on Friday, so that's when you'll be listening to it. Next Friday, we have a great indie talk coming up for all the guys out there. We are speaking to a young writer, director, producer of a couple of movies. I'm trying to keep it cagey so people don't know.
I'm trying to think. Timey-wimey. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I was getting confused. It's your fault.
Yeah, we already recorded it 6 months ago.
Yeah.
But that is coming out. I can't wait for you all to hear that. I think you're really going to enjoy this one. And he thinks he's Batman. So, I mean, that's a guest and a half.
Isn't it?
Mm-hmm. If he is Batman.
He might well be. You never know.
But with that, I'm going to play the outro. Episode 62 is done.
Yeah. Play my music.
I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I've got the looks that drives a girl wild. I've got the moves that really move 'em. I said chill.